Greetings and salutations and welcome to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400 and online on Hockey TV. Scott Nason with you from Pullar Stadium on this Monday night as the Soo Eagles will complete their 2021-22 season with 3 games this week, including tonight, as they take on the Espanola Express. Our broadcast engineer back in the News Talk 1400 studios once again tonight is Tiffany Stratton, and we are joined, as always, atop the gondola at Pullar Stadium by Hockey TV cameraman and color commentator for Soo Eagles Hockey, Rob Horn. As Rob, it's been taken a while, but the Soo Eagles are just 3 games away from completing their regular season. They will finish second place in the West Division and hosts games 1 and 2 of their Western Division semifinal against either Greater Sudbury or Blind River, but we still have some things to sort out before then. First and foremost, how you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic tonight. I mean, it's a Monday night, so obviously I always look forward to hockey nights because it's normally a Friday, so I get the weekend to look forward to. But I get 4 days of work to look forward to.
Well, we got a lot to look forward to indeed, Rob, not just this week, but in the weeks to come, as the Soo Eagles this past weekend, splitting a pair of games. They defeated Greater Sudbury on Friday 2-1 in a very spirited affair, and then the Sioux Thunderbirds skated into Pullar Stadium on Saturday, shutting out the Soo Eagles 3-0, winning their 16th game in a row. So the Eagles know where they will finish. They know that they will play either Greater Sudbury or Blind River. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. But they still have 3 games to play, including tonight's game against Espanola. They'll take on Greater Sudbury Friday and then finish the regular season here at home against Hearst on Saturday. But these are the opportunities where the Eagles can put different players into the lineup and give some other players opportunities maybe on a different line or different combination. And you know what? When you get your chance, you got to step up. And Rob, I know that you are our color commentator, which we appreciate. But you're also a father, and your son, Caleb Horn, is making his first start in net for the Soo Eagles. Put on your father hat for a minute before we put back on your color commentating hat. Just your thoughts going in. Certainly, it's something that you've waited for, and Caleb's been working hard all season long and last season as well to get in the lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun to see your son, Caleb, between the pipes tonight.
It's going to be fantastic. You know, he's, like I say, obviously he's been playing for years, and you always have those first game jitters, and I'm probably worse than he is tonight. He's ready to go. He seems good. Billy said he looked good. This afternoon he shot me a quick text and he asked me if I'd make a few phone calls to some of the folks that helped him get here and that coached him over the years. Matt Parker and Joe Essen and Dan McClay and Mark Hudson, and one of the biggest influences, a local guy, I know you know him very well, Travis Pavlot.
Oh, yeah.
He worked with him a ton over the years to help him as he started so late to catch up and to get to where he needed to be. And I, as a father, I can't thank those guys enough for this opportunity that he's getting tonight.
Putting back on your color commentating hat, Rob, the Soo Eagles enter tonight's game with a record of 31 wins, 10 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses. 66 points in the West Division, where they will finish second, taking on an Espanola team that will not participate in the playoffs, currently in 6th place, a record of 13-34-0 for 30 points. However, Rob, despite the fact the Express have been eliminated from the playoffs, they beat Blind River on Saturday. So this is no pushover. This Espanola team, isn't going to make the playoffs, but they've played a lot of teams close. So Soo Eagles will have to play their best hockey because they can't take this Espanola team lightly at all. No, absolutely not. I mean, when you get in a situation where you're either out or you're in, or you're kind of fixed into a spot where you know where you're at, the games at that point become more of a we can do this and we have to step up our game kind of thing. So if you're going to do it, I mean, you've got, like I say, you've got the Thunderbirds and the Eagles and a couple other ones that they have games with. No better time to try than with those teams, So, I mean, for me tonight, obviously, we're going to go back. We both had a discussion about where we want to see this at the end of the night. Yep.
But I mean, there's some quality players on this team, and they can definitely shoot the puck. They do a decent job defensively, and I think it's it's going to come down to who really wants those points. And for us, I mean, the points don't, as you said, they don't matter. But in the grander scheme of things, it's fun to win. And when you're that age, you really want that.
And the Eagles want to have some positive momentum going into their playoff series. Again, they will take on either Greater Sudbury or Blind River. Blind River in action tonight as they are taking on Cochrane. You would assume that the Beavers will win that game because Cochrane has not won a game since October, currently mired in a 37-game losing streak. So assuming that Blind River does win that game, Rob, presents a very interesting scenario on who's going to get third place. If Blind River wins tonight, again, they're taking on 2-41 Cochrane, so you would assume the Beavers get the victory. They would be tied with Greater Sudbury with 56 points with one game remaining. The Cubs do own the tiebreaker, right now having 2 more wins than Blind River. So really comes down to these 2 games, Rob. The Eagles will host Greater Sudbury here Friday night. Greater Sudbury wins that game. Doesn't matter what the Beavers do in their last 2 games. They will get third place in that matchup against the Soo Eagles. If the Cubs falter, then Blind River hosts Hearst on Friday, and Hearst is playing for first place in the East Division. So there's all sorts of possible scenarios as far as first and second in the East and third and fourth in the West. So there's going to be something to play for Friday night. Maybe not statistically or standings-wise for the Soo Eagles, but the Eagles could knock the Cubs out of that third spot and make them play that play-in series and then go face the Sioux Thunderbirds. So then Saturday when Hearst comes in, that could possibly be for first place in the East. So there's a lot of important hockey that will be played here at Pullar Stadium.
And, you know, like the dynamic of what you just explained is great because we've gotten to see both of these teams. We know what they're both about. Obviously, the only benefit we found to one over the other was the bus ride.
Yep.
But man, Greater Sudbury, that was a heck of a game, and we're going to see them. I don't know when, but that was a great game the other night. So it's going to be interesting to see where everything falls out.
Very much so. We will know how everything sorts out by the time we get off the air on Saturday because that is the last game in the regular season. The NOJHL play-in playoffs, 4 versus 5, will start just shortly after that. As a matter of fact, the Eastern Series, Kirkland Lake and French River, will begin on Sunday, and then either Blind River or Greater Sudbury, whoever finishes 4th place, will take on Elliott Lake, and then the Western and Eastern semifinals will begin the weekend after that. We're going to take our first 3-minute break here in our pregame show, and Rob and I come back. We'll have more from Pullar Stadium on this Monday night as the Soo Eagles set to face the Espanola Express. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400. Back at Pullar Stadium on this Monday night as the Soo Eagles set to take on the Espanola Express in NOJHL action. Being this Monday night game is on News Talk 1400, you are used to hearing The Game, our weekly look at local, regional, and national sports on Monday night. But never fear, The Game will be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Yours truly, along with David McKay Jr. from Sioux, Ontario, Butch Davis from Butch on Sports, and our special guest, the voice of the Sioux High Blue Devils, Dave Watson. Dave will be joining us around 6:15 and for the rest of the show, as we'll certainly have a lot to talk about as far as local sports as well as regional and national sports, as we're still waiting for our color commentator Rob Horn to come back. And Rob, I was mentioning just a little bit ago, talking about this past weekend, certainly was great to see a lot of the parents here. We got to talk to quite a few of them, and again want to give a special shout out to Corey Fittis for baking some good cookies, which Rob had none of, I might add, Corey. My apologies on that, as well as Janet Rosick with the burgers that she provided. We had a real nice talk up in the gondola, Rob, with the Balsitas family there. One of the viewers from Scotland was there. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but it was a nice weekend, and certainly one that I'm sure the parents and fans will remember because it was good crowds, good hockey, and just made you feel like things were back to somewhat normal, didn't it?
It was actually really good. Friday night and Saturday night both, I was able to get out with the parents, and we had reserved a spot downtown at one of the local establishments. We went down, hung out both nights, had some dinner, drinks, whatnot, and it was great. I posted some photos online on
Saw
Facebook.
some of those, very nice.
And yeah, it was a really good time. And I told them, it's kind of funny because I told the parents, and I think I mentioned it on the radio Friday night. Sooner or later, we're going to get called out on our BS.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm surprised we haven't already.
Every year we keep saying, "Oh, we got the best group of kids. This is the best group of parents." Every year we say that, and I reiterated that downtown the other night. We really do have a fantastic group of everybody this year. So it was a lot of fun.
It sure was. The Soo Eagles and Espanola Express have met 5 times this season. The Eagles with a 4-1 record against the Express. This is the first and only meeting here at Pullar Stadium. They did have a couple home games early in the season when the Eagles were unable to have home games here at Pullar Stadium because of the border closure. The Express won the first game way back on September 24th, and the Eagles have won the last 4 games. Looking at how these teams have performed over the last 10 games, the Soo Eagles 7-2-0-1 in their last 10 games. The Express 4-5-1-0. The Eagles are on a 1-game losing streak. Espanola has won 2 straight. Eagles have played well at Pullar Stadium and at home this season, 14-4-1-2. Espanola 5-16-2-0 on the road. The Eagles have scored 164 goals this season and given up 135, while Espanola has scored 145 goals and given up 211. Leading scorers for the Eagles this season, Chase Tiller, 25 goals and 27 assists. Seth Ferguson has 20 goals and 21 assists, while Brian Fittis has 17 goals and 24 assists for the Eagles. For Espanola, they are led in scoring by Ty McCutcheon, 23 goals and 20 assists on the season. Eric Bernard has 13 goals and 21 assists, and Colby Braum has 17 goals and 14 assists for Espanola. And Rob, I'll talk to you about that here in a moment, but we had a nice chat pregame as we heard over the weekend. Public address announcer for a long time here, Bob St. Peter. I had a chance to talk to Bob before the game, Rob, and just really good to see Bob back at the rink. I don't think he stayed tonight, but they're trying to get him to do some PA here maybe in the playoffs, so real good to see Bob St. Peter here.
Great to see Bob here. Kind of puts all the pieces back together of normalcy, as you said earlier.
It sure does. Let's go to our public address announcer, Ken Akins, for the starting lineups, and then we'll take our final break here in pregame.
Espanola Express. Your starting lineup for Espanola: in goal, number 29, Matthew Loney. On offense, number 7, Josh Rumelo. On offense, number 25, Jack Thor. At forward, number 19, Gareth Sturgis. At forward, number 20, Todd McBain. And at forward, number 23, Alice Christopoulos. And now your starting lineup for your Soo Eagles. In goal, number 29, Caleb Horde. On defense, number 21, Dylan Bachalo. On offense, number 20, Hayden Daka. At forward, number 9, Michael Schlegg. At forward, number 22, Alex Fruin. And at forward, number 26, Tyler Colton.
And there you have it, our starting lineups for tonight's game. We will take our final 3-minute break. We come back. We'll have the opening face-off from Pullar Stadium as the Soo Eagles set to take on the Espanola Express. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400. And we are just about ready for the opening face-off of tonight's NOJHL game between the Soo Eagles and the Espanola Express. Soo Eagles in their home white jerseys with the black and gold trim. Espanola in their road black jerseys with the white and gray trim. The Eagles have the puck, and they're moving right to left, rather left to right. I'm ambidextrous. It's hard sometimes. On your radio dial and on your video monitor. Now's friend and a backhand shot. A quick save there by Loney. This is the first and only meeting between these two clubs here at Pullar Stadium this season. Puck moved into the Eagles zone. Starting netminder for the Eagles tonight, number 29, Caleb Horn. And starting for Espanola, number 29, Matthew Loney. Now a backhand shot. That one goes wider than that. Rebound goes to Bachalo. Now Bachalo plays it on the near boards to Cullenton. Taken away by Thor, centering chance. Player open in front, a shot and a goal. Todd McBain found himself wide open in front, and not much Horn could have done out of that one. As quickly the Espanola Express lead the Soo Eagles by the score of 1-0. We played 34 seconds of this first period. 44 seconds, excuse me.
No, those are the ones, like I say, too quick. The slow pucks are the dangerous ones, and you don't want to let those too quick passes back and right in front of the net. There was nobody on him. He had Caleb back into the net, and there was all kinds of room for him to take a shot.
So we'll get the call from Ken Aikens, Espanola, who has won their last 2 games despite not being in the playoffs this season. They are starting this one strong, leading 1-0. Here come the Eagles with it. Ferguson on the left wing side has got Tlair open. Now a shot. That one goes way wide of the net. Rebound on the near point to Davis. He'll dump it down low. Now James for the Express. Mortson on him. Tlair trying to pick up that puck. Now McCutcheon will move it to center ice. McCutcheon, the Express's leading scorer, will lead that pass for Braum. Here's the goal call.
Todd McBain, assisted by number 23, Alex Christopoulos, and number 7, Josh Rumelo.
So there is the first goal for Espanola. They lead at 1-0. Now the Eagles with the puck. They'll move it to center. Mortson up to Tlair. Now Tlair across the blue line with the shot. Save, rebound, and a goal! Chase Tlair put the shot on net, and Jack Mortson found it loose in the crease, and that's one of the easier goals he'll ever score, Rob. And the Eagles quickly tie the game at 1, 18:22 to play in this first period.
And that's, we discussed it before the game. That's exactly what they have to do. They've got to put the pressure on this team, because if they don't, they're capable of scoring, and they can. And you've got to take control of it right from the beginning. So
we haven't seen a whole lot of goals over the past 3 games here at Pullar Stadium. We've already seen 2 goals in less than 2 minutes here. The Eagles tie it at 1, outshooting the Express 3-1 here so far. Now Brisky moves it behind the net, over to Salem. Now the Express try to move it out of their zone. Good forecheck. Here's the goal call.
16, Jack Mortson. Assisted by number 7, Chase Tlair, and number 18, Seth Ferguson.
So we're tied at 1 as Mortson gets the goal. Now the Express clear it to center ice, chased down by Salem. Salem behind his own net. Now he'll move it on the left wing side. Brisky dumps it into the Express zone. Now James, long pass up ice. Eagles on a line change. They have it in their own zone. Daka moves it over to Bachalo. Now Bachalo skates it to center, across the line. Bachalo moving behind the net. Now he puts it in front. Here's a chance, a shot, and a save there. Good opportunity by Sevi Litz, but a nice save there by Matthew Loney, who will hold. 17:22 to play in this opening period, 1-1 tie. Face off to the right of Loney. Swiatek will take the draw for the Eagles. Eagles win the face off. Back to the point, Bachalo. Now he gets around one player, moves it to the far corner, shovels it behind the net to Litz. Litz looking in front. Shot that goes wide. Now over back to Bachalo. Bachalo over to Fittis. Now that one's poke checked away and goes down the ice. Chased down by Bachalo. A bad pass, but the Eagles get away with it. Here's Fittis with it. He's got Litz with them. Fittis back past to Litz, a little out of his reach. Now off the bench, off at the point. Here's a chance for the Eagles. A shot, save by Loney. That was Friend with the opportunity. Now the Express have it at center ice. They'll move it into the Eagles zone. Handy. On the end boards, now Friend. Long pass up ice to Fittis. He'll play it off the far boards. Over to Slag. Now Slag back to Friend. Puck over in the far corner. Sturgis with it. Now the Eagles take it back. Friend, centering chance behind Davis. Handy tries to keep that puck in, but taken by McBain. Now here's McBain across the blue line. Good check there by Culleton. Express get the puck in the Eagles zone. Back to the point. Romolo, centering chance. That one broken up by Handy, and he'll kick it to center. Move it up to Slag. Slag trying to get around the defender to no avail. As here's Christopoulos. He'll move it in to the Eagles zone. McBain lost the puck. Now the Eagles get it back. Handy up to Culleton. He'll backhand the puck in. Shots 5-1 Eagles here in this first period. We have a 1-1 tie. Now the Express with it at center ice. McCutcheon moves it into the Eagles zone. Now behind the net, Fox. Over to Tulaire. Now James keeps it in. His shot. That one broken up by Ferguson. Ferguson now will move it behind his own net for the Eagles. Ferguson's long pass going to be a little too strong there, and we're going to have an icing call. With 15:15 left in this first period, we have a 1-1 tie.
Like a half a stride. I think Tulaire would have got there for that, and he'd had a great opportunity for a breakaway.
That goal by McBain for Espanola, his 13th goal of the season, and Mortson with his 15th for the Eagles. Face off to the right of Horn. Eagles win the face off. Tulaire will get it out of the zone. Now James at center ice will backhand it back in. Fox on the chase for the Eagles. Now on the near boards, Fox moves it up to Tulaire. Tulaire off the boards, tried to find Mortson. Fox gets it. Rink wide pass over to Ferguson, who will dump it in. Loney will stop it behind his own net. Taken by James. Now the Express at center ice. The Eagles get it, shoot it right back in. Schillinglaw, long pass. Here's a chance for Braum, a shot. He missed the far side of the net. And that puck will go back to center ice. Express with the puck in their own, and the center ice area rather. Here's Braum, across the blue line. Braum in, shot, save, Horn, rebound, another save. So Caleb Horn makes his first 2 saves of the night. Puck goes back down the ice, no icing calls. That's chased down by Bissett. Bissett behind his own net. Now Salem gets the puck, centering chance over to Brisky. Now Brisky along the end boards behind the Express net. Salem in the near corner. He's held up along the boards. Now Brisky to LaFrance, a shot, saved by Loney. Rebound almost hit one of our referees. Now here's Lacroix at his own blue line. Nice rink-wide pass over to Rumelo. Now here's chance for the Express. In front of shot. That one goes wide. Might have been partially blocked. Espanola with it in the Eagles zone. Now Pachalo will break that one loose. Behind the net. Here's a centering chance. Bissett wide open. Horn comes out, makes a nice save. Rebound. Again.
Sorry.
And our apologies for our listeners at home. Our color commentator last name is Horn, so you can make your own conclusion there. Now here's LaFrance on the far boards. Centering chance. Swiatek shot save there. Rebound goes over to Swiatek. Now the Express will clear the zone. Handy with a nice defensive effort. Gets it over to Davis. Davis at his own blue line. Past the center ice off the stick of Swiatek, and here's Schillinglaw. Schillinglaw across the blue line. Headman pass. That one broken up nicely by the Eagles, and they'll skate it to center. Here's Litz. Across the blue line. Litz with the move. Tried to feed Fittis, but that one broken up in front by Espanola, and they'll clear it to center. Trying to get a number on number. I think that's number 8 for Espanola, Hauser. As a player gets dumped behind the play. Not a very physical game to start this one. We certainly saw that this past weekend. Now puck at center ice taken by Fittis. Nice job by James on the defense for Espanola. We'll move it back into the Eagles zone. Fox gets it for the home team up to Holy. Now his pass. It's number 7 there, Rumelo, at his own blue line. Now here's Thor across the blue line. Thor, nice move. Thor, centering chance, a one-timer. That one misses by Gringorton. Back to the point, Sturgis, fans on the shot. Here's a chance for Slag. It might have a breakaway. Slag going to the net, forehand shot, and a goal! It wasn't very fancy, but it didn't need to because that puck found the back of the net as Michael Slag has given the Soo Eagles a 2-1 lead with 11:55 to play in this first period. Good response for the Eagles, Rob, after giving up that early goal. Caleb Horn makes a couple big saves, and the Eagles score 2. They're up 2-1.
It's great. Like I say, they're going to have to take control of this game right out of the gate. So they're going to, this team can do it. They have beat them once this season. So
there's no easy out in this league. I don't care where the teams are in the standings. Even Cochrane, despite all their losses, they're still not a bad team.
By number 9, Michael Schlag.
Well, as we said, these teams are all here for a reason.
Assisted by number 6, Sam Holy.
Now here's a chance for the Eagles in front, a shot and a goal! While we were listening to the goal call, Chase Tiller found himself open in front, and he has given the Eagles a 3-1 lead with 11:39 to play in this first period. So, Rob, we've seen more goals in the first 8+ minutes of this game than we saw in either of the past 3 games in the entire game.
So the combined.
Yeah.
Almost.
That goal by Slag, that's his 5th of the season. 1 assist on that one at Sam Holy. Here's the 3rd goal.
Number 7, Chase Tiller. Assisted by number 16, Jack Mortson.
So Tiller got the assist on the Mortson goal, the first Eagles goal, and that's Chase Tiller's 26th goal of the season for the Eagles, and they lead Espanola 3-1. Now the Eagles have it at center ice. Ferguson across the blue line. Now Ferguson over to Mortson as the Express will clear the zone. Bachalo on the chase. He's got to hurry up. Bad pass. Here's McCutcheon, their leading scorer for the Express. Eagles poke check it back to center ice. Shot right back in by Sturgis. Over along the far boards, Bachalo. Now Bachalo. Nice pass right to the stick of Tiller, who moved it over to Ferguson. Ferguson across the blue line in the slot. Shot, that one blocked in front by Sturgis. Now the Express will clear it to center ice and all the way down the ice. And we'll have an icing call with 10:50 left in this first period. 3-1. The Soo Eagles lead Espanola. And Rob, obviously we heard you get very excited about those 2 saves that Caleb Horn made in net, but those are important saves because, that first goal, there's not much any goaltender can do when you're that wide open. But somebody that hasn't been in all season long makes a couple saves, and then the Eagles get a couple goals. Certainly his confidence got to be a lot higher right now.
The wheels start to get a little more firm anyways.
Yep. Now the Eagles win the face-off. Handy at the point, winds and fires. That goes off the glove of Loney over along the far boards. Now Davis at the blue line. Can't keep the puck in. He'll chase it back into his own zone. Trevor Davis for the Eagles behind his own net. Still there. Now passing on the near boards to LaFrance. LaFrance, nice pass over to Handy. Now Handy will skate it in. Handy gets around one player in front. Brisky save Loney. Best save for Loney tonight, as Espanola will clear the zone. Good setup. Now here's a chance for Bissett. He moves in, fakes the shot. Now he does make the shot. And Caleb Horn stays right with him and makes the save. And our color commentator Rob Horn learning quickly, does a fist bump instead of the burning out the levels. Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's been many instances, Rob, where broadcasters have had their sons play net.
We were talking. I've come through that portal a million times and never once for this opportunity. So it's going to be a struggle tonight, Scott.
You're doing just fine, my friend. I'm a father. I understand completely. Now puck goes back into the Eagles zone. Actually, I think Joe Bowen, the Toronto Maple Leafs announcer, I'll get to that in a second. Another shot and a save again by Horn. He covers up the rebound. So Espanola getting a lot of chances right in front of the net, Rob, and the Eagles are going to have to try to shore that up because they're getting too many shots too close.
Yeah, when you give that much up that close, that's when things start to cost you. And with a 2-goal lead in the beginning of the basically before the halfway through the first period, you don't want to give that up over simple mistakes. So, like I say, these guys they're better than that. We've seen them play. We've seen we know how they're coached. We know what they got going on. That blue line is their front porch, and you don't come across it.
We have a media timeout with 9:47 to play in this first period. The Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead. I was talking about broadcasters that may have broadcast their sons in net. If you remember a while back, Joe Bowen, whose son played for the Sudbury team, Toronto Maple Leafs radio announcer. He came up to the booth. I think we interviewed him during one of the periods. I believe I saw something where he did a broadcast with his son that used to play. I guess his son now is into broadcasting, and so it must run in the family. So there's the one example I could think of, Rob, and trust me, you're in good company when it's Joe Bowen. He's one of the best in the
short
business.
list. I'm on the short list.
So off the media timeout, the Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead. Shots on goal 9-7 in favor of the Eagles. Face off to the right of Horn. Swiatek will take the draw for the Eagles. Eagles win the face-off. Fox with it behind his own net. Fox moves it over to Litz. Now Litz at the center circle. Still has it. Skates it across the blue line. Litz tried a shot. That one partially deflected. Rebound in the near corner. Litz over to Fittis. Now Fittis in front to Swiatek. Shot hits the side of the net. Rebound on the near side boards, and Espanola will get it to center. Fox will fire it right back in. Glove down by an Espanola player. Now Fox retreats into his own zone. Plays it in front to Holy. His pass deflected, but goes right to Litz. And his pass just out of the reach of Fittis. Now here's Swiatek over at the far circle. Now Fittis back to Swiatek. A shot that ends up going on net, and Loney makes the save. With 9 minutes exactly left here in this first period. Not a bad crowd here, Rob, for a Monday night. We don't have many Monday night games, but we don't have the crowd that we did this weekend. But for a Monday night, pretty darn good crowd here.
It is a good crowd. Like I say, Monday, the other night we had two fantastic crowds. Obviously, the Thunderbirds always are a huge draw, but even the Cubs brought a big crowd.
Face-off won by the Eagles. Bachalo at the far point. Now he'll dump it down behind the net. Slag. He's taken out of the play. Picked up by Rumelo. Now Cullington on the near boards. Plays it down low to Slag. Now Slag tries to get around the defender. Rumelo for the Express. Shovel it over to the far boards to Hauser. Now Hauser lost the puck to Slag. Eagles doing a good job on the forecheck. Puck still in the Espanola zone. Friend can't keep the puck in. No, Doc actually will keep the puck in. Nice play by Doc. A Friend centering chance. Slag with a shot. That one goes wide of the net. Rebound picked up by Hauser. Espanola desperately trying to clear it out of their own zone. They do. On the left wing side, Rumelo. Rumelo trying to get around Daca. That's not going to work as Daca stayed right with him. Rumelo wants a penalty. That was just good defense right there. Now the Express dump it down behind the net. Horn will stop it. Daca behind his own net for the Eagles. Up to Cullington. Now Cullington with the shot. Blocker save there by Loney. Rebound goes to the near boards. McBain. He'll move it to center ice. Thor takes it. It's a great hockey name, Thor. Isn't it, though? Fantastic.
What kind of stick he used to use? Is that the hammer?
Yeah, exactly. Now that one shot all the way down the ice. We'll have an icing call with 7:41 left in this first period. 3-1 in favor of the Soo Eagles. Just one other game in the NOJHL tonight up in Cochrane. That one's not going to start until 8 o'clock, so we won't have a final score after we are done here. Blind River with the win tonight will tie Greater Sudbury in points with one game remaining. The Cubs do have the tiebreaker, however, with more wins. So that game Friday night here at Pullar Stadium could be very, very big for them. Now here's Ferguson with the puck in the Express zone. Tolaire over in the far corner, plays it behind the net to Mortson. Now Mortson looking in front. He'll move it to the near boards. Now Mortson still has it, backhands it to Tolaire. Now Tolaire, bad pass there. That's taken away by the Express. Back in the Eagles zone. Handy with it. Handy to Tolaire. Now Tolaire will clear the line. Tolaire will cycle it over to the far boards. Ferguson will leave that one to the point. Handy. That shot blocked. Rebound goes to center ice right off the stick of McBain as Davis shoots it back in for the Eagles. Sturgis with the puck behind his own net for Espanola. Pass on the left wing side to Rumelo. Now Rumelo across the line. Rumelo still has it, tries to put it in front. That one's swatted away by Salem as Ruby pinches in for Espanola, but the Eagles will clear the zone. Now back into his own zone, Holy. As the puck still in the center ice area, Brom has that deflect off the boards right to Holy. Now Holy for the Eagles across the line. Quick shot, save Loney, gives up a big rebound, goes back to the point Fox. Now Fox's shot blocked. Rebound picked up by the Express, and that pass just going to be out of the reach of Rubik, but no icing. Now puck behind the Eagles net. Eagles clear it. LaFrance. LaFrance at center ice. Pass over to Brisky, who will fire it off the end boards as the Eagles go for a change. Espanola will chip it back to center ice. Doc at his own blue line. Plays it to Swiatek. Now Schillinglaw. Right back into the Eagle zone. Fittis has it. They'll play it back to Bachalo. Bachalo over to Daca. Back to Bachalo. Now Bachalo's pass. That deflects. Goes to center ice. Qua tried to get around one player. Swiatek will pick it up. Swiatek into the Espanola zone. Litz over in the far corner. Now Schillinglaw with the puck for Espanola. He'll play it to center. He gets around a couple players. Race to the puck, but that'll be won by Bachalo. Now here's Fittis with it. Fittis lost the puck. Now the Eagles get it back in front of their own net. Bachalo pass just over the stick of Litz. Now Litz almost got run over. Chance for the Eagles, a shot, save there. Good backhand shot, Fittis. Another rebound, that one blocked in front. The rebound goes all the way back to center ice. 5 minutes left in this first period. The Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead. Shots on goal, 12-7, favor the Eagles. Now a centering chance by the Express. Bassett couldn't get his stick on it. And the Eagles will come up with the puck at their own blue line. Fittis plays it back to Handy, who will skate it behind his own net. We see the Eagles do this a lot. They'll just park back behind their own net and set up their breakout. Good one here. Slag across the line. Slag now moves it to the far corner boards. Back to the point, Handy. Now Handy with a shot. That one deflected. Goes back to center ice. Espanola with it. Davis intercepts for the Eagles. Now right back to Espanola. We're playing a game of give up the puck here. Now Friend shot, blocker saved by Loney. Rebound goes to Espanola. They'll clear the zone. That's number 8, Hauser, with the puck in the Eagles zone. Hauser over at the far circle. Being held up a bit by Friend. No penalties so far, and not a whole lot of physicality as well. Now puck chipped in, glove down by Horn. Espanola had the touch back onside. They do. And the Eagles break it out of their zone. Davis up to Friend. Now Cullenton will fire the puck into the Espanola zone. Now the Express with it. Pass up to McBain at center ice. Now McBain had it poke checked away. Express get it right back. Now the Eagles get it back. Hilaire, now they give it back. As Thor has it. Thor across the blue line for Espanola. Checked there by Holy. Puck along the near boards in the Eagles zone. Fast moving first period here. We're already down to 3:10 left. Not a lot of whistles, no penalties, and no rough stuff. Puck still in the Eagles zone as Mortson gives Thor a good bump along the boards. Now Mortson gets around one player. Mortson moves it into the Espanola zone. Sturgis with it. Over in the far corner, Ferguson on him. And that one's going to hit a player on the bench, and we will have a whistle with 2:49 left in this first period. The Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead. 2 more games left in the regular season. Our next broadcast here on News Talk 1400 and online at Hockey TV will be this Friday night, the first day of April. Doesn't feel like April out there today, I can tell you that much.
Not even no, next week looks pretty warm. It looks into
does.
the 30s and 40s, but right now it's bitter with that wind.
Eagles will take on Greater Sudbury at 7:30. Now a shot from the point and a save there by Loney as the shot attempted by Bachalo. And then on Saturday, the Eagles will have their regular season finale against the Hearst Lumberjacks. And again, points don't matter for the Eagles right now. They're going to finish second place, but points do matter greatly for Greater Sudbury and Hearst. Both those teams are chasing different positions. Hearst wants to finish first in the East, and Greater Sudbury wants to finish third in the West to avoid that opening play-in series. Now the Eagles with the puck in their own zone. Pass up to Brisky. He gets checked after the pass. Now he gives it back as the Express dump it back behind the Eagles' net. Over along the far boards, Brisky. They'll move it to center. Here's LaFrance. LaFrance trying to win the race to the puck. Good defense there by James. Now Brom picks it up. Brom gets it to center ice. Here's McCutcheon. Back to Brom. It's going to be offside. And we'll have a face-off outside the Eagles' blue line. The Western Division semifinals will begin likely next weekend. The Eagles will have home ice advantage in their first round semifinal series, so games 1 and 2 very well could be next weekend, next Friday and Saturday. We won't know until the schedule is officially released and who the team that they will play. Again, right now, Greater Sudbury, and boy, would that be a lot of fun. Now here's Litz with the stick handling moves for the Eagles. Now a quick shot from the point. That goes wide from Handy. Davis on the rebound for the Eagles. Plays it behind the net to Fittis. Over to Litz. Now his shot will deflect and go into the netting. We'll face off in the Espanola zone with 1:38 left in this first period. Still 3-1 Eagles.
I'm noticing they're putting a lot of shots on the ice at the pads. He's left at least 3 or 4 really good rebounds within about 6 feet of the net off the pads. And I think that's
smart hockey is what that is.
Yeah, they're reading it. They're reading it.
Now the Express with it off the face-off. Lacroix play that off the high glass. Eagles glove it down at center ice. Now taken by Barnard. Up to Lacroix. Pass to the center circle, Bissett, who will dump it in. As Bissett on the chase. In the near corner, he's bumped by Davis. Espanola still with the puck. Now the Eagles get it out of harm's way, back to center ice. Rumelo, rink wide pass over to Bissett as we're under a minute to play here in this first period. Fox for the Eagles. Played off the boards to Slag. Now Slag up to Fittis. Fittis across the blue line, makes the move to the net. Here's Slag on it, shot. That one I think went off the goaltender there. Good opportunity for the Eagles, but that puck will go out of play with 45 seconds remaining in this first period.
I think it rolled right up his glove and into the netting.
Yep.
He gave him a little bit of net, and he would have had it just a little lower.
Shots on goal, 14 to 7 in favor of the Soo Eagles, who responded after that quick goal by Espanola to start this one with 3 of their own. Now off the face-off, Espanola wins the draw. Brom at center ice. Brom, flip pass in the slot. That one to Gringerton. Now Gringerton will glove that one down, move to the net. Tried to find McBain over there, but couldn't get a stick on the puck. Now a big hit at the blue line by the Espanola player.
Kind of thought we were going to see a penalty on that one. The puck was nowhere close.
Referee's letting them play so far, getting not a real physical game at this point. But we've said that before, and things have changed. Go back to Friday night for example number 1.
Yep.
Now flip back into the Espanola zone. The Express haven't, and that'll do it for the first period. 3 goals after giving up an opening goal in the first minute of the period, and the Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 3-1 after 1 period of play here at Pullar Stadium. We will take a 4-minute break. We come back. We will have our first intermission. You are listening to Soo Eagle Hockey on News Talk 1400. After 1 period of play at Pullar Stadium, the Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 3-1. Recapping the scoring in the first period, Espanola got on the board first at the 44-second mark as Todd McBain, wide open in front of the net, scores his 13th goal of the season with assists from Alexander Christopoulos and Joshua Rumelo, making it 1-0 Espanola. The Eagles would respond quickly. At the 1:38 mark of the first period, Jack Mortson, his 15th goal of the season, with assists from Chase Tiller and Seth Ferguson, tying the game at 1. Michael Slag would score his 5th goal of the year at the 8:05 mark of the first period, with an assist from Sam Holy, making it 2-1 Eagles. And then Chase Tiller just 16 seconds later at the 8:21 mark of the first period, scoring his 26th goal of the year with an assist from Jack Mortson. And that's where we stand right now. The Soo Eagles lead Espanola 3-1. Shots on goal in that first period, 14 for the Eagles, 7 for Espanola. One other game tonight will start here in about 20 minutes. It's a big one in the West Division, and who the Eagles might take on in the playoffs. Blind River is at Cochrane. Cochrane, a team that has not won since October, just 2 wins on the season. So assuming Blind River does win that game, it sets up a pretty tasty scenario as far as Friday night. The Soo Eagles will take on Greater Sudbury here at Pullar Stadium. 7:30. We'll have the pregame show 7:15 on News Talk 1400 and Hockey TV. Greater Sudbury right now in that 3rd place position with 56 points. And if Blind River does beat Cochrane, they will also have 56 points. However, the Cubs have the tiebreaker. They would have 1 more win than Blind River. And Blind River takes on Hearst Friday night at home. So we will likely know by the time we are out of here Friday night who the Eagles will play in the Western Division semifinals. They'll take on the 3rd place finisher. And the 4th place finisher, either Blind River or Greater Sudbury, they will have to face Elliott Lake in that opening round best-of-3 playoff series that should get underway either Sunday or early next week. Then the winner of that series will take on the Sioux Thunderbirds, a team no one wants to face right now. Thunderbirds winners of 16 in a row, and they are best in the West. And with that win over the Eagles on Saturday, also the best in the NOJHL. As we are rejoined by color commentator Rob Horn. And Rob, after that first minute, the Eagles really dominated play, outshooting the Express 14-7 and leading by the score of 3-1. Your thoughts on what's transpired so far?
Well, I say we've had a couple of defensive breakdowns on the Eagles' part, which we discussed that right out of the gates. The one goal they got, Caleb, he backed into the net. He was already backed in, and he had lots of room to shoot at. It's hard to not score when you get that much net to shoot at. But I think that one goal kind of kicked the lights on, and they've done a fantastic job of controlling the puck. And in all reality, it really should be about a 5-1 game right now because they've got some great scoring opportunities.
Now, have you settled in? I know your son Caleb settled in nicely there after that first goal. Have you settled in? How you feeling there, color commentator / dad?
I've been told my face is a little red right now. I'm still a little tense. We got a lot of game left. But I think that first goal was the one he had to let behind him.
Yep.
And then the next one they came down the ice, they had control of the puck, and he come right out and he pounced on it. I think that was when it was that's his light. Hey, I got to do this. I can do this, and he looks comfortable.
And the one thing I noticed there when he was introduced in pregame, he seemed to get a very loud rise from the bench, and not that the other goaltenders don't, but give Caleb a lot of credit. He goes about his business. He works hard in practice. He does anything that's asked. And so to get this opportunity tonight, I think the guys in the locker room are really behind him. They want to do well in front of him so he does well in net. And so far, so good.
They've been behind him 110%. He's got a great relationship with those guys. And we said we've had a few of them over to the house. We had 7 over to the house for dinner about a week ago, and he's been able to spend some time with them. They're all pulling for him. There's no question that if we can continue this trend for the next 2 periods, I think you're gonna see a lot of loving on the ice because it's long awaited, and he's been pining for this for quite some time.
We are going to take our final break here in our first intermission. When Rob and I come back, we'll have the start of the second period here at Pullar Stadium. Once again, our score, the Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 3-1. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400. We are just about to start the second period of play at Pullar Stadium. The Soo Eagles leading the Espanola Express by the score of 3-1. And because of Soo Eagles hockey, we did not have our weekly sports show, The Game, here on News Talk 1400, but never fear, we will have it tomorrow, a special Tuesday night edition of The Game with myself as your host, along with co-host David McKeag Jr. from Soo, Ontario, Butch Davis from Metro Detroit, along with special guest, the voice of the Soo High Blue Devils, Dave Watson. The Game, special Tuesday night edition tomorrow, 6 to 8 o'clock right here on News Talk 1400. As the two teams are back on the ice, the Soo Eagles out shooting Espanola by a 14-7 count, and they lead 3-1. Espanola wins the face-off, puck at center ice. Now the Express going left to right is seen on your radio dial. Pass intended for Thor. Now here's a shot. Horn with the save. Big rebound. Goes to the Eagles. Slag. Slag will flip it to center. Taken away by Sturgis. Bouncing puck goes to Bachalo in front of his own net. Now Bachalo tried to find Cullington, but that one will go all the way down the ice. Oh, they wave off the icing there. Must have been tipped. Now puck along the near boards. Bachalo backhands it in. Now back to center. Express. Romolo, over along the far boards. Eagles pick up the puck. Now along the far boards, McCutcheon. And his pocket picked by Cullington, who will play it to center ice. Slag on the chase. Now Slay's got Friend in front. A couple players. Cullington with a shot. Misses the net. Good opportunity for the Eagles. Now the Express with it in their own zone. They'll flip it up to center ice. Handy at his own blue line. Handy. Pass to center ice. Mortson, who'll move it into the Espanola zone. Now here's Mortson on the turnover. Mortson leaves it for Tiller. Tried to find Handy at the point, but that one taken away by the Express. Here's Braum. Braum across the line, moves to the net. A shot on the short side. And I don't know if that went in or not. No, Horn makes the save.
It's in his glove.
The referee thought it might have gone in the net, but Caleb Horn makes the save. As there wasn't a lot of room there, and Horn cut off the angle.
Player's sitting there arguing with him. He's like, no, it's in my glove.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious to me. And good job by the referee. Didn't make the call until he looked. And, well, guess what he found? The puck in his glove. So big save by Horn. Face off to the left of him. Express win the face off, but the Eagles clear the zone. Now Tiller tries to get it to Ferguson. Ferguson on the chase. He'll get the puck along the end boards over to Tiller. Now Tiller back to Ferguson. We're right in front of the Eagles bench. Now the Express clear the zone. No penalties yet in this one. Now as I say that, we are going to have a penalty. And I think that's going to go against the Eagles. Going to be a holding call, and so it looks like Espanola will go on their first power play with 18:08 to play in this second period. Eagles with the 3-1 lead. Announcer's curse right there, Rob, when you say there's been no penalties called. That's usually when the referee puts up his arm. The Express power play on the season, just under 17%. On the road at just under 16%. Eagles penalty kill, 82% overall, 86.5% here at home. So face off to the right of Horn. Espanola wins the draw. Now McCutcheon. Penalty on Ferguson for holding. Now here's Bissett. Moves it back to Romolo. Now Romolo's pass deflects and goes off the near boards. Bernard tries to keep it in, but the Eagles break the zone. Here's Fittis at the center circle. Poke checked away. Bissett moves it down into the Eagles zone behind their net. Holy will catch up to it, trying to clear it. McCutcheon keeps it in. Now here's Bernard. Moves it to Thor, now behind the net. Puck hits the side of the net. Express have it. Thor back to Bernard. Over to Thor. Back to Bernard. His shot, that deflects and goes over the net. Over to Romolo. He's bumped by Fittis. Here's a chance for Bissett. Moves in, shot, save Horn, rebound. Eagles will clear it to center ice. Minute 5 left on the Espanola power play. Their first extra man advantage. First power play of this game for either team. Puck along the end boards. Bissett. He's hit by Fox. Now Espanola had too many men on the ice. They didn't catch that one. Now they did. Yep, there you go. So good job by one of our officials as Espanola got caught with too many men on the ice. So that'll even up the play here at 4 aside with 49 seconds remaining on the Espanola power play. The Eagles will go on a minute 11 power play after that expires.
And we've said it before, they do better, I think, with 4. That 4-on-4, they play very well. They open up, they take care, get that space and time, and they play very well 4-on-4 hockey. So
that'll move the face-off back in the Express zone to the left of Loney. So that'll be a bench minor, rather. It's being served by Bissett. LaFrance behind the Espanola net. Gets ridden off the puck. Now the Express trying to clear the zone. Daka keeps it in. Now Daka with a quick shot, and Loney will glove that one down and hold with 28 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Not a bad crowd here at Pullar Stadium for a Monday night. We'll talk more about that at the midway point as we will play our Guess the Attendance Challenge. I believe we're tied once again, Rob, correct?
No, you're up 1.
Oh, I am up 1,
yep,
that's right.
Last week, yep.
And I have to put the guess up tonight, I believe.
Yes.
Here's Bachalo at the blue line. Puck deflects back to center ice. Here's a chance for Espanola. McBain, he's got a player in front, but Bachalo breaks that opportunity up. Now McBain along the near boards. 3 Espanola players battling for that puck. Now Bachalo wins the battle for the Eagles. We're going to have another penalty on Espanola. Eagles might be better served just to give him the puck here, Rob, as that penalty has expired. They're trying to get Horn out of the net. He does go to the net on the delayed penalty call. Bachalo over at the far boards. Now back to the point, Tiller. Ferguson. Ferguson will dump it down over to the far side. I think Espanola will take it because it'd be a 5-on-3, but the Eagles want to score a goal here. At the point, Friend over to Ferguson. Ferguson dumps it down to Fittis. Fittis back to Ferguson. Now his shot deflects in front by Brisky and goes wide, and finally we will have a penalty call. I think the referee was probably having a sore arm there as long as they had that arm up, and so the Eagles will go on a 5-on-3 power play for 34 seconds with 15:30 left in this second period. Good opportunity for the Eagles, leading by 2.
Now, this is one of those instances where you always want to, but you got to look at it. You need a goal in 30 seconds.
Yep.
You need a goal in 30 seconds, and then if you can do it again in the next minute, perfect.
So here we go, the power play unit of Tulare, Ferguson, Holy, Davis, and Mordson. Eagles win the face-off. Mordson at the point. Moves it over to Davis. Now Davis dumps it down low to Tulare. Back to Davis. Davis down low to Tulare. Tulare behind the net. Still has it. That penalty on Espanola was McBain. Holding call. 15 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Mordson back to the point. Tulare, he moves in. Pass deflects. Goes back to the blue line. And kept alive by Mordson. Brom lost his stick. And now the Express will shoot it down the ice. That'll do it for the 5-on-3. The Eagles will still have a 5-on-4 power play for 1:20. Mordson across the blue line. Mordson has Holy going to the net. Now Holy tried to put a shot up. That one blocked. Davis has to be careful as the player came off the bench. Good job by the Eagles to keep that in the zone. Tulare over at the far point. Now he'll move it in at the far circle. Gets it back in the far corner. Back to the point, Davis. Davis over to Mordson. Now Mordson back to Davis. Davis over to Tulare. That one just out of his reach. Fox along the end boards. Over to Tulare. Back to Fox. Fox. Now put a shot on. That goes wide. And the Express get the rebound, and they'll just flip it to center. Bouncing puck, and we're going to have a
high stick.
High stick, not a penalty, just a whistle. With 43 seconds remaining on the Soo Eagles power play. And that's going to move the face-off all the way back into the Eagle zone to the left of netminder Caleb Horn. Shots on goal 16-10 in favor of the Soo Eagles. Now Fittis will take the draw for the Eagles. Hauser for the Express. Eagles win the face-off. Bachalo avoids the hit. Now Fittis will skate it behind his own net. Over to Daka. Now it's center ice. LaFrance. He'll deflect the puck in. Brisky picks it up. Now Brisky behind the net. Bachalo wants it at the point. Gets it. Now Bachalo over to Fittis. Fittis taking off the puck. And that one's going to bounce back to center ice. The Express really clogging up the zone right now. Bachalo over to Daka. Up to LaFrance. He'll skate it across the line. Now LaFrance going to the net, but James gets in his way, and Loney will make the save with 2 seconds remaining on the Eagles' power play. 13:32 to play in this second period. The Eagles with a 3-1 lead over Espanola. They've won 4 of the 5 previous matchups. However, these teams haven't met since November. This is their first and only meeting here at Pullar Stadium. Now one of the Espanola players having a discussion with the referee, and while he's doing that, we'll do our station ID at the top of the hour. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on WKNW Sault Ste. Marie News Talk 1400. Scott Nason and Rob Horn with you from Pullar Stadium. Our broadcast engineer back in the News Talk 1400 studios is Tiffany Stratton. We have 13:25 to play in this second period. The Eagles with a 3-1 lead over Espanola. Now an icing call on the Express. So that'll move the face-off back into the Espanola zone. So Greyhounds will be in action tomorrow night as they will travel to Saginaw. Tough weekend for the Hounds. They lose 2 at home to Windsor. And so the Hounds will be at Saginaw tomorrow night. You can hear that game over on Rock 101 with Jerry Liscombe Jr. Eagles with the puck in the Express zone. Davis puts it in front. Puck loose. Taken by Slag. Now Slag at the point. He'll move it in. Slag lost it. Friend picks it up. Now behind the net. Puck goes over to the far corner. Cullenton hits the Espanola player. Now the Express still trying to clear the zone. Slag will give up the puck, and that one's going to deflect up high. Nicely gloved down by Davis. Good play by him. Played along the far corner boards. 4 players trying to get that puck loose along the end boards. Friend will come up with it. Now Friend, he loses it to Hauser. And Hauser will get it out of the, no he won't. He won't get it out of the Eagle zone. Here's Friend on the turnover, a shot. Blocker save by Loney. Rebound goes over to the far boards. Espanola really having trouble clearing it now. Now Slag shot, that's going to deflect and hit the end boards. Friend tried to get it back to Slag, but just out of his reach. And the Express can't clear it again. Here's Davis at the point, over to Tiller. Now Tiller fakes a shot, puts a shot up high, and a save there by Loney. As I think Espanola wanted too many men on the ice. Yep, that's exactly what head coach Jason Rapowitz is saying. And he might have a case there. It looked like they might have had too many men on the ice, but faceoff will stay in the Espanola zone. Now we have
trainer coming out to take a look at the goaltender.
Athletic trainers coming out, as it looks like Loney might have got hit up high as he has his mask off, and well, that was a quick trip. Always good for the athletic trainer. You only have to be out there for about 5 seconds, although the walk takes about 3 times as long. Face off to the left of Loney. Shots 18-10 in favor of the Eagles. They lead Espanola 3-1. Eagles win the face-off. Mortson will slide that one wide. Now Holy behind the net to Tiller. Tiller tried to find Mortson going to the net, but he was not interfered with, but puck taken away. Here's Bissett across the blue line. Good defense by Holy. Oh, they're going to call an interference call. I don't know about that one, but that will be called. Now we have
got a hit from behind there that I think they're probably not going to call.
Now we have a little brouhaha, but it looks like cooler heads will prevail. So we will get at least one penalty on this, and that's going to go against the Eagles. Be an interference or a holding call, whatever you want to call it. So Espanola will go on their second power play, as their first power play was interrupted. So that's going to go on Sam Holy. That was the initial call. So Espanola on the power play in the Eagle zone. 2 games this upcoming weekend to end the regular season. Friday night against Greater Sudbury at 7:30. And then the regular season finale on Saturday against the Hearst Lumberjacks at 7 o'clock. You can hear both games and see both games on News Talk 1400 and Hockey TV. So they call interference on Holy as the Eagles shoot the puck all the way down the ice, as Loney will keep it behind his own net. Now the Express with it. Schillinglaw plays it up to center ice. Now the Eagles get the puck right back. However, Espanola will get it back from them. Express with it, trying to set up the power play. Lacroix has the puck over in the far corner. Lacroix back to the point. Schillinglaw now over to James. Centering chance, Lacroix shot, and a goal. So Espanola gets one back, and they trail by the score of 3-2 with 11:03 left in this second period. Power play goal. And I believe that's going to go to Jan Bissett. So 3-2 Eagles, 11:03 left in this second period. Good setup by the Express, and looks like Bissett might have found the 5-hole on Horn. So Espanola down by 1. We'll get the goal call from Ken Akins. Not 100% sure that was Bissett, but we will find out here momentarily. Now a centering chance by Espanola. Eagles pick up the puck. They'll skate it to center. Brisky. They'll shoot
Express
that
goal, a power play goal scored by number 17, Jan Bissett. Assisted by number 12.
Now here's
James.
LaFrance in front of shot. Oh, yeah, and a goal.
And a goal.
So every time Ken Akins is announcing goals, it seems like the Eagles score one, as that's going to be Mark LaFrance. Again, didn't look like he had much room there, Rob, but he found it under the glove, and I think we're going to have a goaltending change right now, as that's going to be it for Matthew Loney. He'll make 15 saves on 19 shots, and we will now get a look at number 30, Vaughn Ledrew, who will skate in for Espanola. So again, Rob, once the Express score, the Eagles seem to have an answer right away.
Well, you know, the nice part about that is it's one of those old adages where you take a penalty and you let one in with, the goaltender lets one in, you kind of owe him one. So that was, we're back on even keel again.
That goal by Bissett for Espanola, his 11th of the season, with assists from Logan James and Eric Bernard. And the goal just scored by the Eagles, Mark LaFrance, his 17th, with an assist from Zach Brisky, and it's 4-2 Eagles. We're going to cut off Ken from the goal calls here, because it seems like he's interrupting our goal calls. And that's no fault of his own. So 4-2 Eagles, 10-10 left in the second period. Puck along the end boards. Brisky picks it up. Now Brisky, centering chance. That will go all the way down the ice. No icing call because the Eagles shot it down on their own. Should have a media timeout on our next whistle. Puck over in the far corner. Now the Express have it. Back to the point. Romolo. His shot, that one blocked by Swiatek. Now a big hit there on the Eagles player Hole. There's another hit.
And never touched it and still got the check up high and no call.
Ring Gorton there with the physical play for Espanola. Horn will leave it behind his own net. Now Fox along the end boards. Fox over in the far corner. Espanola trying to pick up their forecheck. Puck still over there. Now the Express will come up with it. We'll have another penalty on the Eagles. That's going to be a tripping call, and now we have more activity. And now, I don't know what number 8 there, Swiatek, did after the play. That seemed to incense Espanola a bit. I think they're maybe discussing that. It looked like he did some sort of kicking motion or something, but Eagles definitely will get one penalty on this, and Espanola right back on the power play as head coach Jason Rapinix has a stick on the boards. That's a way
Might
to
have
get
stepped on it.
Yeah, that's a way to get the referee's attention, and that's exactly what he's saying. I mean, it wasn't a kicking motion, but he looked like he did some sort of stepping motion. Yeah, that's going to be it. That's 4-minute power play. And I think that's the right call. You got to use your head in those situations. And so now a real good opportunity for Espanola as they can score twice on this power play. 4-minute power play with 9:13 left in the second period. They trail the Soo Eagles 4-2. So face off to the right of Horn. Shots 19-11 in favor of the Eagles. A golden opportunity to get one back. James at the point. Now James moves it over to Lacroix as Eagles will shoot it down into the center ice area. Yep, so 2 for slashing and 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct for Swiatek. It's Espanola on a long power play. Nice move there by the Espanola player. Shot hits the post, I think, and goes wide. Now here's another chance. Bernard tries to put it in front. Now James has it at the point. James over to McCutcheon. Now here's Lacroix in the slot. Poke checked away by the Eagles, and Tolero shoot it down the ice. 3:15 left on the double minor to Swiatek. Espanola on a long power play. Here's Lacroix at the line. Tries to move over to Bissett. Now Bissett will glove it down. Try to put a shot on, but Handy all over him. Now Handy knocks down the Espanola player along the near boards. Eagles try to clear the zone, and they do. Schillinglaw will chase it back into his own zone. 2:50 left on the power play. Now long pass to the center circle. McBain has it. Now McBain across the blue line. Good move, but Horn make the easy save and hold with 2:38 left on the double minor power play for the Express. So the Eagles have gotten themselves into penalty trouble here in the second period, as Blind River has scored one power play goal already. Out of town, Blind River and Cochrane 1-1 early in the first period, so maybe that won't be as easy as it might have appeared for the Beavers to capture 2 precious points. Now off the face-off, the Eagles get it and shoot it down the ice. That was Brisky.
Get that much room. It's one of those, just like Larry said, pick it up and skate it down. Burn up more time. Tie it into the board. Send one in with it.
New netminder again for Espanola, Vaughn LeDrew, replacing Matthew Loney. Now the Eagles have it in their own zone. Brisky will wrap that off the boards. Kept in by Romolo. Now Espanola on the power play. Romolo's shot. Save horn. Rebound. That one goes wide. Brisky plays it off the near boards. Back to the point. Sturgis. 1 penalty has expired. We're going to get another penalty on the Eagles. My goodness. Didn't see that one. Now McBain has it over in the far corner. Back to the point. A shot deflects and goes wide. And so Espanola is going to have almost 2 full minutes of a 5-on-3 power play as there is a penalty. It must have been away from the play, Rob. I did not see it. That's going to go against, it looks like, number 5 for the Eagles, Colin Handy. So the Eagles having those seats in the penalty box for the home team pretty warm over there. As 2 players in the box, minute 48 of a 5-on-3, and well, now we'll get our media timeout, ironically timed. So Rob, it's time to play our Guess the Attendance Challenge. I am up in the overall season series by 1, and it's my turn to try to put a guess on as far as how many fans I think are in attendance. So looking around, Rob, I'm going to go with 325. 325 official attendance tonight. You, sir, are going to say higher or lower?
I'm going to go slightly lower.
Slightly lower. Okay, Rob says lower, so 325 is the guess. And we will get our attendance here at some point here, either later in this period or definitely between the second and third periods. Again, tomorrow night we'll have our show The Game normally on during this time, or at least earlier tonight. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8 o'clock on News Talk 1400. Yours truly is the host. We'll start the show with co-host David McKeag Jr. from Soo, Ontario, and then be joined by Dave Watson, the voice of the Soo High Blue Devils and host of Coach's Corner on 1230 WSO. Lots of local sports to talk about, and Dave will stick around for our roundtable with co-host Butch Davis from Butch on Sports, The Game. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8, right here on News Talk 1400. So here we go, off the media timeout. Espanola on a 5-on-3 power play for a minute 45. They're down by 2. Sturgis moves it in. Sturgis over. One-timer by Romolo. He swings and misses. That puck will go high into the boards there as a Espanola player tackled by Fox. So, Rob, again, we didn't see a whole lot of physicality in the first period, and now we're seeing a lot more of it here in the second. Sounds familiar. Saw the same thing Friday night.
He went up for the puck and just kind of, he went up, not even looking, and came down. He was looking up and they came down together.
Now, if he would have called a fair catch, would that have been a penalty?
Yeah.
No fair catches in hockey. So now we have, not sure what we have over here.
Looking for a puck.
Oh, yeah, we need a puck.
Yeah,
there we go. Linesman Lance Brown, always on the spot with those sort of things. So still a minute 33 left on the 5-on-3 power play for Espanola. Big face-off, controlled by the Express. Shot deflected in front by Holy. Rebound goes over to Romolo over at the far point. Now Sturgis back to Romolo. Romolo to Sturgis moving in. Sturgis back to Romolo. Romolo back to Sturgis. Sturgis with a shot and a goal. So that makes it 4-3 in favor of the Soo Eagles, and Espanola will remain on the power play for another minute 28. Good puck movement by the Express, and again, these penalties costing the Eagles dearly in the second period. 2 power play goals by the Express, and they'll stay on the power play for another minute 28, having a chance to tie this game.
Again, they skate a lot better with 4, so let's hope that.
It's always tough on those 5-on-3s.
5-on-3 is really tough. You know, that gives them a lot of time and space to move the puck and set something up.
So we'll get the goal call from Ken Akins. Don't have it on the official score sheet yet. Now here's a chance for the Eagles shorthanded as LeDrew kind of fumbled that puck behind his own net. And the Express will get it to center ice. Here's the goal call.
Scored by number 19, Gareth Sturgis. Assisted by number 7, Josh Rumelo. Sturgis from Rumelo.
So there's your goal. It's 4-3 Eagles. Now a one-timer, Bedard. That one goes wide and all the way down the ice. Shots on goal, 19-15 in favor of the Soo Eagles. And that's Sturgis' second goal of the season for Espanola on the power play. Now puck back in the Eagle zone. 30 seconds left on the power play, as that's going to be a penalty on Espanola as Bachalo got hit from behind. And so that'll do it for the penalty, or the power play, I should say. I don't know what Espanola is arguing there. That was pretty obvious, checking from behind, at least from what I saw, Rob.
Even head contact at Mulligan. He had him in the melon going into the boards.
So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey for 23 seconds, and then the Eagles will go on the power play. As we've seen quite a few goals here tonight than we saw earlier this past weekend and last week. You had a 2-1, a 2-1, and a 3-0 game, and already 7 goals in this one, as head coach Jason Rapowitz talking with one of our officials. I don't think there's a whole lot of arguing you can make on that one, Rob, unless he's discussing something else.
No, it's that call right there.
As far as checking from behind, I think that was pretty clear cut. All right, so here we go. 4-on-4 hockey for 23 seconds, and then the Eagles will go on a 1:37 power play. 5:23 left in the second period. Eagles with a 4-3 lead. As the Express will shoot it down the ice. That's icing. I don't know if there's a little mental error there.
2 minutes for interference.
So Jan Bissett gets an interference call. Maybe that's seems an odd call there. I would call that checking from behind, but I'm not an official, so I'm not going to claim to be one or complain.
Maybe that was the explanation, is you could have got boarding instead of the interference.
So face off to the left of Ledrew. Eagles win the face off, back to the point, quick shot, that one deflects in front. Back to Davis. Eagles are 5 seconds away from going on the power play. Now Daka moves in, shot, big pad save, big rebound. Goes to LaFrance. Now here's on the doorstep, a shot save on Tiller. Another chance, another save there by Ledrew. So he makes a couple good saves there as Espanola short-handed. But they had the puck in the Eagles zone. McBain shot. That deflects and goes behind the net over to James. Now Brom.
Boys got to get on it.
Davis has it for the Eagles behind his own net. Still 1:10 left on their power play. Here's LaFrance. Still in the neutral zone. We'll give it to Davis. He'll skate it across the line. Little pass to Tiller. Now Tiller at the shot. I think that hit Davis, and oh boy, that hit him not in a good place, might add. Now big rebound off the boards. Chance for Espanola. And the Eagles pick up the puck. Mordson. Dangerous play there. Now here's Tiller. Across the line. Tiller over to Ferguson. His shot in front. And Ledrew, he's come off the bench and played well. He makes another save. With 37 seconds remaining on the Eagles power play. 4 minutes exactly left in this second period. It's a 4-3 Soo Eagles lead.
I think he was looking for the tip on that one. He just kind of got it up there, and he scooped it up out of the air and took it away.
So face off to the left of Ledrew. Not a very big goaltender, but he's played big so far. Oh, they have heights listed. They do. I'm very curious to see Mr. Ledrew's height. 5'8", he's my height. Don't see that very often. Playing a big 5'8" right now. Back to the point. Eagles still on the power play. Ferguson moves in. Ferguson with the puck. Back to the point, Davis. Over to Ferguson. He moves in a shot, and again, Ledrew makes the save. When you're only 5'8", Rob, and not a very big guy, you give up a lot of net, but Ledrew so far has looked good.
He's come out real well. He's taken away a couple of really good opportunities, and you have to get way out there when you're that size to take as much net away as possible.
So still 10 seconds remaining on the Eagles power play as the referee's waiting for player to go to the bench a little late. And they'll skate back out. So face off to the right of LeDrew. Ferguson will take the draw for the Eagles. Espanola wins the face-off, and they'll shoot it down the ice. That'll do it for the power play. So special teams have been good for the Eagles at home, but over the last couple games have not been good. You don't want to get into a slump late in the season on the special teams, that's for sure. Now here's Mortson with it for the Eagles. Puts it in front. That one goes through the slot. Mortson will hustle back and get that puck to center ice. Back in his own zone, Thaler. Now Thaler over to Davis. Davis, pass up to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to get around Bernard, but he breaks it up. Here's Bissett moving in. Centering chance. That one goes wide. And Thaler on the rebound will get it over to Davis. Now Davis across the line for the Eagles. Pass a little behind Salem. Good idea, but bad execution. Now it's center ice. Espanola has it. Bernard across the blue line. Now Bernard tries to get around Davis. He does. Tries a shot. That one goes wide. Over along the far boards. Now here's Romolo over in the far corner. Again, this Espanola team, 6th place, but they've played teams tough all season long. And they're right in this game. Now a shot there. Horn makes the save and will hold the rebound with 2:21 left in this second period. Still 4-3 Eagles. There is no easy out in this league. This is a very competitive league. And you even have teams like Cochrane who haven't won in quite some time. Well, now as I say that, Blind River up 3-1 on the Cochrane Crunch with 6 minutes left in the first period. Big game for Blind River. They can tie Greater Sudbury in the standings with 1 game remaining for each team. It's going to be a very interesting Friday night here at the Pullar and in Blind River. Eagles wait. They will know who their opponent is by that point. Now here's a shot. That one was deflected off a express stick, and now we have players gathering in front. But again, looks like cooler heads will prevail. Looking at the NOJHL schedule, again, a lot of these games, makeup games from the regular season, was extended a week. Starting on Thursday, Hearst will be at the Sioux Thunderbirds. Big game for Hearst. Thunderbirds have everything locked up. Now a quick shot from the point. That one saved by LeDrew. Rebound goes over to Salem with 2 minutes left. Salem centering chance, LaFrance. Now here's Brisky on the backhand. Gives it to LaFrance and a goal! Brisky put the move on the goaltender LeDrew, and it's the second time we've seen just kind of a slide-in goal there, Rob.
Slow puck score goals.
Yes, slow puck score goals indeed. With 1:55 to play in this second period, the Eagles regain their 2-goal lead again. It's 5-3. That'll be the second goal. Nope, just the first goal. No, it is the second goal for Mark LaFrance, his 18th of the season, second of the night with assists from Zach Brisky and Charlie Salem. That at the 18:05 mark. So the Eagles regain their 2-goal lead. They have the puck in their own zone. They'll play it off the far board. Salem up to LaFrance. As LaFrance gets hit, back to center ice. Ruby over to Salem. Now Salem in his own zone. That one gloved down by Bachalo. Now we're going to have a penalty, and that should go against Espanola, I believe.
Nope, it's going to be us again.
Oh, another penalty on the Soo Eagles.
They missed the cross-check up high into the side of the helmet, but they got that hold way behind the play.
So another Espanola power play, as the Eagles have a boatload of penalties here in the second period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be their 6th penalty in this period. So Espanola back on the power play. Minute 30 left in the second period. Now the Express with it at the point. Almost went across the line. Quick shot, saved by Horn. Rebound goes over to Bissett. So holding the call. Bissett now at the far circle. Centering chance back to the point. Here's Bernard. Now here's another chance for Espanola. Sturgis moves in. Dumps it down low. Back to the point, Sturgis. A one-timer. Big save there by Horn. One of his best save as Romolo put a good shot on and Horn was right there. Now Romolo, top of the far circle. Moves it down low, stick down, chance in front, puck loose. Where is it? Shot, big save again by Horn. He got that left pad out, and You can see the Espanola player thought he had him beat, and that's one of those times, Rob, where it was not intentional that net went off the moorings. Horn had to get that left pad out there to keep it 5-3. Did he learn that from you? Do you have those sort of flexible skills there, sir?
30 years ago.
Ah, yes, from Mom, of course.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. Wow, you are old. Now face off to the left of Horn. 50 seconds remaining here in this first period. If the Express don't score, they'll have this power play carry over. Now another shot and a save again by Horn. So Caleb Horn keeping it a 2-goal game as he is playing some of his best hockey of the night right now. Shots 27-20 in favor of the Eagles. Face off to the right of Horn. Express win the face-off. Puck along the far boards. Now they'll move to the net. Back to the point. Sturgis fakes the shot. Gives it over to Romolo. He likes to shoot from there. Now Sturgis at the blue line. Gets it back. Over to Romolo. Romolo near side. Bernard. His shot and a goal. So it's 5-4 in favor of the Soo Eagles as another power play goal for Espanola. That'll be their third power play of the night. So when you looked at their power play percentage, just under 17%, that's going to bump up a bit as they have 3 power play goals to make it a 1-goal game.
And those are the ones you see you just can't give up, and you watch them move back and forth, and you almost watch the entire line stack up down the center, and there's nobody off to the sides. That's when it happens because they get a guy open and you give him too much time.
So that goal for Espanola, their third power play goal of the night. Here it is.
22, Eric Barnard. Assisted by number 7, Josh Rumelo, and number 19, Gareth Sturgis.
So that'll do it for the second period. Lots of goals, and we have a 1-goal game as Ferguson hit after the play by Schillinglaw, but it looks like things will calm down. Well, maybe not. Ferguson's not very happy about it.
He had a hold of his face mask.
Now here we go. Mordson battling with one of the Espanola players. And now another Eagle in there. Daka is now here we go again. Ferguson wants at him. That's number 23 for Espanola, Alexander Christopoulos, but they will skate away. And we have a 1-goal hockey game heading into the third period. The Soo Eagles with a 5-4 lead over the Espanola Express. We will take a 4-minute break, and we come back. We will have our second intermission from Pullar Stadium. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400. And welcome back to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400 and online at Hockey TV. Our score after 2 periods of play. Lots of goals tonight as the Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 5-4 after 2 periods of play. Recapping the scoring in the second period, the Eagles entered the period with a 3-1 lead. Espanola would make it 3-2 at the 8:57 mark of the period. A power play goal by Jan Bissett, his 11th of the season, with assists from Logan James and Eric Bernard, making it 3-2. Eagles would make it 4-2 just about 24 seconds later as Mark LaFrance would score his 17th goal of the season, with assists from Zach Brisky and Colin Handy, making it 4-2. Lots of power play opportunities for Espanola in that third period, including a 5-on-3 where they would score at the 13:32 mark. Gareth Sturgis, his second goal of the year on the power play, with assists from Joshua Rumelo and Jan Bissett, making it 4-3. Eagles would make it 5-3 at the 18:05 mark of the second period. Mark LaFrance, his second of the night, 18th of the season, with assists from Zach Brisky and Charlie Salem. And just with 21 seconds left in that second period, the Express would score their third power play goal, as that one goes to Eric Bernard, his 14th goal of the season. Barnard, with assists from Josh Rumelo and Gareth Sturgis. And that's where we sit right now after 2 periods of play. The Soo Eagles lead Espanola 5-4. Shots on goal in that second period, 14 for the Express, a 2-period total of 21. 13 for the Soo Eagles with a 2-period total of 27. Penalties really hurting the Eagles in that second period. They've had 12 minutes of penalties as Espanola has 3 power play goals, as we are rejoined by color commentator Rob Horn. And Rob, penalty trouble keeping Espanola in this game as they trail the Soo Eagles by the score of 5-4. What are your thoughts on the second period and how this game's gone down so far?
It's incredibly tough to win a game when you've got 8 minutes of play in a period where you're 5-on-5, and that really plays into how the game's going to turn out and things like that. The Eagles have to come out and be incredibly disciplined. They've got to come out and they've got to start skating like they have the last few games. They're kind of waiting for them to bring the puck a little bit and things like that. We haven't seen that in a few games. That the other teams that we've just watched them play, they move the puck much faster, and it's maybe throwing them off a little bit. I'm not sure, but between, as you said, 12 minutes of penalties, that's a pile, and when you're getting shorthanded goals, that's the only place they're coming from. Well, that scoreboard, it's showing it. So I think the Eagles need to come out and they need to get a couple. Obviously, we discussed that whole you owe them one kind of thing. Right now, I think they owe 2, and I think they can get them. I'm pretty sure they can. They've got some great talent on that bench that can put the puck in the net, and they're getting the opportunities, just not capitalizing on them.
And the Eagles didn't seem to have, at least in my eyes, Rob, as much urgency out there as they did the first period, but it's kind of hard to do when you're shorthanded for almost half the period. I think they need to come out in this third period and stay out of the penalty box first and foremost and get that next goal and keep it a 2-goal lead because, again, the game means nothing in the standings, but it means a lot for the players out there and certainly the parents up here, to get the victory tonight. So I think the Eagles need to just come out with a little more intensity and kind of show them this is our ice and you're not going to beat us tonight.
That's exactly that's the only thing they need to do. Come out with the intensity, bring their A game, and stay out of penalty trouble. And that's gonna turn this scoreboard into something different.
One other game in the NOJHL tonight in Cochrane. After 1 period of play, Blind River leads the Cochrane Crunch by the score of 4-1. If the Beavers win that game, they will be tied with Greater Sudbury in the standings for third place and 56 points, and that will be who the Eagles play in their semifinal series coming up here. Looks like next weekend they'll either take on Greater Sudbury or Blind River. Right now, Greater Sudbury in that third position. If Blind River wins, Greater Sudbury will remain in that third position because Greater Sudbury has 1 more win overall than Blind River. So it's going to come down to Friday night as the Soo Eagles will take on the Greater Sudbury Cubs here at Pullar Stadium. A win for the Cubs, and they will get third place and play the Soo Eagles. If the Eagles can knock off Greater Sudbury, Blind River hangs on tonight and then beats Hearst at home on Friday, then the Beavers would be the Eagles' opponent. And Rob, we've debated this now for a few weeks as far as which is the better matchup for the Soo Eagles. I honestly think they're both about the same because they played the Beavers 8 times. Eagles beat the Beavers 5 times. All those games, all 8 games are 1-goal games. Eagles hold a 3-2 series lead against Greater Sudbury, but you got Joel Rainville in net. He's tough. And so, it's kind of tit for tat as far as who the Eagles play. I know that they have a more, fierce rivalry right now with Greater Sudbury. As broadcasters and fans, you kind of want to see them in, but I guess you're just going to have to figure out Friday who you play and just go from there.
Absolutely, 110%. And before we jump off, like I said, we've been saying hi to John and whatnot.
Yes.
I talked to him for about a half hour today. And
John Bosmas.
Yep. And on the way home, and he seems to be he's climbing the uphill stairs there to doing some things, a little bit of therapy every day, and he's up doing better.
Good. That is great news.
Yep. And also, I see my daughter. She's watching tonight in Minnesota.
Oh, yes.
And
imagine it's cold there, too.
We're getting the heckling from my daughter.
Oh, boy. Well, certainly remember her up in the broadcast booth a few years ago, and hope she's doing well.
Many years as just a young kid to, now.
How old is she now?
28.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Good thing we're not getting older.
Yeah, I mean, she's sold her first house, and now, moving on to bigger and better things.
Great to hear from her. And again, Johnny, we're thinking of you, and I want to see you in that corner wrapping that stick along the boards.
It's not the same.
Yep, it's not the same without you, my friend. We're going to take our final 4-minute break here in our second intermission. When Rob and I come back, we'll have the start of the third period of play here at Pullar Stadium. It's been a good game. The Soo Eagles lead Espanola by the score of 5-4. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400. Third period just about to get underway here at Pullar Stadium on a rare Monday night at the Pullar. The Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 5-4. Rob, our Guess the Attendance Challenge, and we were kind of bragging ourselves up a bit as far as how close we've been to the totals. Well, tonight we have not been very close. I put up a guess of 325. All honesty, I was trying to throw you off with the lower guess because I did think there were more fans here, but I played a little trick on you there. Our official attendance, 434. You went lower, so Rob, I lead by 2.
You do.
So you better get some victories this weekend or hope the Eagles get a long, extended playoff run. I think we both hope that's the case. But we'll do it again on Friday night. Our next broadcast here on News Talk 1400 and on Hockey TV will be Friday night. The Soo Eagles will take on the Greater Sudbury Cubs. And right now, Blind River, after one period of play up in Cochrane, leading the Crunch by the score of 4-1. So it sets up a pretty tasty scenario here on Friday. The Eagles, if they knock off Greater Sudbury and Blind River can get a win or a point, if the Eagles defeat them in regulation, that'll be for third place as both teams look to be tied going into the final game of the season. The Eagles will also take on the Hearst Lumberjacks on Saturday. Hearst looking to get first place in the East with 3 games left. They're currently 3 points behind Timmins. However, Timmins has played all their games. They lost at French River yesterday in a bit of a surprise. So that leaves the door open for Hearst as they have 3 games to try to get 3 points, but we won't worry about that right now. We'll worry about this one as the Eagles and Express underway in the third period. Eagles with a 5-4 lead. Espanola with 3 power play goals in this one. Eagles want to stay out of the box and get the next goal. Here's Cullenton across the blue line for the Eagles. Now Friend centering chance. That one will be deflected into the netting. We'll have a face-off in the Espanola zone. Shots on goal in this game at 27-21 in favor of the Soo Eagles. Netminder Vaughn Ledrew, he replaced Matthew Loney, who was the starter. Loney gives up 4 goals. Ledrew has given up 1. And that goal right now, the go-ahead goal. Face-off taken by Handy. Quick shot. That goes wide of the net. Rebound along the far boards. Now the Eagles with it. They'll play it in front. And Espanola will get that out of the zone. Now here's Mortson. He gets hit from behind at the blue line. Ferguson picks up the puck. Now he'll move it to the near side boards. McCutcheon in the near corner. Now 4 players battling for the puck. Ferguson will pick it up. Now Ferguson, centering chance over to Tiller. Mortson right in front of the Espanola bench. Now here's Tiller, picks it up, a shot, and that goes right into the breadbasket of Ledrew, and he'll hold on. Espanola on a 2-game winning streak heading into this one. They were officially eliminated from the playoffs last week by the Elliott Lake Wildcats, who will play in that play-in series, which will begin as early as Sunday. And Elliott Lake will take on the 4th place finisher, either Blind River or Greater Sudbury. Eagles win the face-off. Fox at the point, shot again right into Ledrew, and he'll make the save. Eagles putting a lot of shots on net, Rob, but they're going right at the goaltender.
Good shots, but he does a good job of getting square, so
Yep.
They're going to have to tip it. Someone's going to have to get there.
Face-off to the right of Ledrew. Eagles win the face-off. Fox at the point over to Holy. He fires.
There it is.
A goal! You've talked a lot, Rob, about when Sam Holy gets a hold of one. He does, and holy mackerel, did he get a hold of that one. With 18:43 to play in this third period, Eagles regain their 2-goal lead at 6-4. I think if that one would have hit Loney in the chest area, it might have put him back in the net. No offense to him. It was just a hard shot. What a shot
rocket
by Holy. I think that's the best shot from the blue line we've seen all season long here, Rob. Wow. That one was just rifled in.
Sam Holy, assisted by number 11, Kobe Fox.
So Fox with the assist on the rifle shot by Holy, and it's 6-4. Puck still in the Espanola zone. Now they'll try to clear the zone, but that one will go into the stands, so that'll keep the face-off inside the Express zone with 18-18 to play in this third period. Eagles with a 6-4 lead. Blind River still leading Cochrane 4-1. That one early in the second period. As the regular season will end on Saturday here at Pullar Stadium, as the Eagles will take on Hearst. And then the playoffs begin the following week. Games 1 and 2 will be here at Pullar Stadium against either Greater Sudbury or Blind River. Now Daka moves it into the Express zone. Daka on the near board. Swiatek keeps that puck in, but Thor, no, he can't clear it. Here's Daka in the slot, trying to get it to Fittis. And now Blind River will finally get it back to center ice. Daka in his own zone, plays it over to Bachalo. Now Bachalo's pass bounces over Espanola stick, picked up by Swiatek. He'll go to the net. That one poke checked away by Romolo. Now McBain along the near side boards. Eagles keep it in. Fittis, centering chance. Litz tried to feed it to Swiatek. Goes back to Bachalo. Now he moves in with Zermuma shot. And again, another save by LeDrew. That one shot right at him. Well, the face-off to the right of Vaughn LeDrew with 17:24 to play in this third period. 6-4 Eagles. So, Rob, we talked about the Eagles coming out in this third period with more intensity. I think they've answered that question.
Still 0-1.
Yep. Sorry. Face-off, won by the Eagles. Davis shot.
Nice tip.
Tipped in front. Flex goes back to center ice. Now chased down by Davis, and we'll have an icing call. And the face-off back in the Espanola zone. So good crowd for a Monday night here at Pullar Stadium. 434. Eagles the only game in town here in the Michigan Soo in the Eastern Upper Peninsula. Certainly spring sports are practicing for high school, but those all indoors for the most part. Now shot from Davis at the point. Express will chip it back into the Eagles zone. Davis behind his own net. Now Davis. Up to Friend. Puck along the end boards. Friend tries to put it in front. Taken away by the Express. They'll clear it. Hauser. That poke checked away. Now Slag with the hit over on the far boards for the Eagles. Handy. Over to Davis. To his own zone, Handy. Now Handy will shoot it off the near boards in the Espanola zone. Romolo plays it over to the far side. Now Espanola skating it to center. Hauser across the blue line. Good back check by Cullington right there to prevent any opportunities. Now an Eagles player loses his stick. They practice a lot of soccer in pregame. Might have to do it there. Now the Express get it. That's Barnard. He puts it in front. That one taken away by Davis for the Eagles as they clear the zone. Now back to Espanola's Hauser. He'll skate it across the blue line. Hauser poke checked away by Holy. Telaire, bad pass. Here's Lacroix in front of shot, missing the glove side of the net. Behind the net, Fox.
Coaching
Fox.
in my head.
Yes, I can see that. Back to the point, Romolo. Romolo puts it in front. That one will be shot down the ice, and that one's tipped, I believe, so no icing, as LeDrew will leave it behind his own net. LeDrew for Espanola will dump it all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing with 15:29 to play in this third period. The Eagles with a 6-4 lead here at Pullar Stadium.
I'm sitting here coaching as you want to be able to holler at him, you know you can't, and it's like, your gloves got to come up just a little bit, you know.
Yeah, just turn off your mic if you holler at him, please.
Oh, no, no. We got that out of my system.
Oh, yeah, yep, that was good. That'll live in the archives forever. Now face off, controlled by the Eagles. The Espanola zone, LaFrance plays it back to Holy. Trying to get a shot off there. That one partially blocked. Brisky back to LaFrance. Now Holy. We'll keep it in momentarily, but the Espanola player just fell over his own feet right there. We'll have another icing call and a face-off back in the Espanola zone. Speaking of the archives, if you want to hear the rebroadcast of tonight's game, just go to the website, thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We podcast all our rebroadcasts of Soo Eagles hockey on News Talk 1400, so if our any fans or parents are watching on Hockey TV and want to keep the radio broadcast for the archives, you can do just that. And also rewatch the Hockey TV broadcast. Now Brisky in front for the Eagles, and looks like the net just off the moorings. Not by much, but the referee spotted it and correctly blows it down.
You could potentially use that big yes that I gave you at the beginning for an intro to your podcast.
I think so, yeah. I may have to dub that one out there. And face off to the left of LeDrew. Espanola wins the draw, and they'll shoot it down the ice. Holy will chase it. Now Holy gets hit along the end boards. LaFrance with 2 goals for the Eagles, as they will skate it to center. Now taken away by James in his own zone. Off the far boards, LaFrance, he loses his stick. As the Eagles put it in front, but nobody was there, as Espanola will clear the zone. Nice rink-wide pass over to Rubik. Now Rubik tried to get in front. He does. Shot there. Saved by Horn. Dangerous rebound. Will be swatted down the ice by the Eagles. Now here's Romolo. Across the blue line. Romolo, backhand shot. Misses the net. Goes over to the far boards to Sturgis. Now Sturgis feeds it to Romolo. One-timer. Misses the short side of the net. Rebound goes over to Rubik. Now centering chance. Brisky will take that away. Fittis trying to get to that puck. He'll win the race. Nope.
Oh, I think he had that.
I thought he did too, but the linesman calls an icing. And we'll have a face-off back in the Soo Eagles zone with 13:56 to play in this third period. Eagles continue to lead at 6-4. Soo Greyhounds in action tomorrow night over on Rock 101 as the Hounds will be in Saginaw. And they'll have a pair of home games at the GFL Memorial Gardens coming up on Friday and Sunday afternoon. You can catch them all with Jerry Liscombe Jr. on Rock 101. Now Swiatek on the end boards, taken away by Thor, centering chance. Eagles get that puck loose. Here's Swiatek across the blue line. Swiatek back to Pachalo at the point. He'll dump it back to Swiatek. Bounces over his stick on the near side to Fittis. Now Fittis lost the puck as that one goes back to center ice. Handy has it at the center circle. They'll shoot it back in to the Espanola zone. Now the Express trying to clear it out, taken away by Fittis. He'll put it in the slot, but that one broken up by Espanola as Davis has it at center ice. Davis will flip that along the rail. Back behind the Espanola at net. James over to Thor. Puck still deep in the Express territory. Now Christopoulos clears it to center. Collington will take that puck away. Now Davis skates it to center. He'll dump it in. That one's going to be sticked aside by LeDrew. Would like to do that one over as that'll create a face-off in the Espanola zone with 12:55 left in this third period. Detroit Red Wings off tonight, and certainly were off yesterday, even though they played, losing 11-2. At Pittsburgh. My goodness. They'll be in action Wednesday night against the Rangers. Now here's a shot saved by Horn with the blocker. A good opportunity for the Express, but Caleb Horn was right there to make the save.
Looking at his blocker as if there might be some rubber on it. You can see plenty. These were new, not 4 months ago, and yeah, look like they were drugged down the highway.
How much does a blocker cost you these days, Rob?
Glove and blocker and pads, the custom set was $2,700.
Holy, are you kidding me?
Now, new helmet.
$2,700.
$920 on his head.
Wow. Granted, it's been a long time since I played, and I was never a goalie, but now here's a shot saved by Horn. He'll stick that one aside. $2,700, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now puck still deep in Eagles territory. Holy over to Mortson. Espinola's only led once tonight, 1-0. Less than a minute into the first period, Eagles have had the lead throughout. Now a nice rink-wide pass to Mortson. He'll put the shot on, and again, another one of those pucks that goes right into the chest of LeDrew, and he'll hold. We'll face off in the Espanola zone. 12:09 left in this third period. 6-4, the Soo Eagles lead.
And LeDrew moves really well.
Yeah.
He's done a great job of squaring up to every shot that he's taken, which is why it ends up right there every
Yep.
time.
And when you're that size and that, and again, that's no offense to him. He's 5'8", I'm 5'8", but you got to be able to move, and he's doing very well in net for Blind River. For Espanola. He had no chance on that shot by Holy. There's no goaltender in the league, Rob, that's probably going to save that one. Now off the face-off, the Express clear the zone, but Chalo deep in his own territory, moves it over to Daka. That goes over his stick, a chance for Bissett. Now back to the point, James. James with a shot, hits a player in front. Schillingham keeps it in. Now James over to Schillingham. Nice job by Brisky to get his stick in the way of him. And the Eagles move it into the Espanola zone. We'll have another offside and a whistle as we hit the top of the hour. Our station ID, you're listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400 WKNW, Sault Ste. Marie. My name is Scott Nason. Our broadcast engineer back in the News Talk 1400 studios is Tiffany Stratton. Our color commentator here at Pullar Stadium is Rob Horn. We have 11:41 left in this third period of play. The Soo Eagles lead Espanola by the score of 6-4. Now off the face-off, the Express will dump it into the Eagles zone. Bachalo will catch up to it for the Eagles. They're still trying to clear it out. Now Bachalo, he'll retreat, move along the far boards to Daka. Now Swiatek looking up ice, flip pass just over the stick of Litz. As Romolo will take it for Espanola. Now he'll skate it behind his net. Romolo with some speed. Across the center circle, Romolo still has it. Gets around Bachalo. Horn will make the save. Now Romolo dangerously close to the net. It's going to be another penalty on the Eagles. Sturgis will flip it over there as Swiatek will glove that one down, and Espanola will go on another power play. They have 3 power play goals already, and they've had the majority of the extra man opportunities tonight. And they'll get another one with 10:53 left in this third period.
I find it interesting that they're making that call. You can say we just had an incident on the blue line here where he had a handful of pants again. They're getting away with that more and more and more, and that's
now here's Lacroix off the face-off. Lacroix moves it over to the far point. Now back to Schillinglaw. Schillinglaw trying to find Bernard. Now back to the point, James. And that one will be poke checked to center ice by Slag. That penalty on Bachalo. Another opportunity for Espanola to make it a 1-goal game. Here's Bissett trying to get around 2 Soo Eagles as Handy will pick up the puck. And Handy going to skate it to center. Eagles might have a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Handy across the blue line. Quick shot, save LeDrew. Rebound, another save. The Eagles will take it as that'll bring the face-off back in the Espanola zone as a couple little pokes there after the whistle, but all players skate away. Blind River now up on Cochrane 6-2 midway through the second period, so it looks like Blind River will do what we thought they would do, beat Cochrane, as the season will end soon for the Cochrane Crunch, and it's been a tough season for them, no question about that. Express win the face-off. They had the puck in their own zone. Still 1:10 left on their power play. As Barnard moves it across the line. Now kept in at the point. Lacroix back to Romolo. Now over. That one goes through the slot. And the Eagles will pick it up and shoot it down the ice. LeDrew, he'll leave it behind his net for Sturgis. 45 seconds remaining on the Express power play. 3 power play goals in that second period, keeping them in this game. Now Fox will take it away at center ice and shoot it down for the Eagles. Sturgis behind his own net, being pressured by Mortson. As more time runs off that penalty. 25 seconds left on it. McBain, he'll skate it across the line for the Express. Now McBain goes behind the net. Doc on him. McBain, tough pass, tried to flip it to Romolo, but that one over his stick. Now here's Brisky shorthanded. Tries a wraparound. Oh, he had
him beat, too.
He did, too. Now here's Davis at the point. Davis will dump it down low, and that'll do it for the power play, so a much better job shorthanded for the Eagles on that one. Excuse me. Now Thor Get a quick swig of water there as the throat got a little dry. Here's LaFrance. LaFrance up to Brisky. Off of his stick. Now Brisky over to Davis, centering chance. That'll be swatted away by LeDrew as Espanola will clear it down the ice. And that will be icing. I was going to say, if they called that other one icing, Rob, that was pretty much the same scenario.
Absolutely.
And they were consistent on that. We will likely get our media timeout with 8:25 left in this third period. Not likely.
I don't know if they do it on an icing like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, you are 100% correct. I think that solves the riddle there of why sometimes I miss that. You spot on that one, Rob Horn. That's why we pay you the big bucks here. Now puck at center ice. Espanola with it, trailing by 2. Just beating the Eagles one time this season, way back in September. Seems like a long time ago. Been a long season with stoppages and everything else, but full speed ahead for the playoffs, which will begin on Sunday for the first round play-in series. Neither one of these teams will be involved in those series. Espanola at their own blue line. Rigorton plays it off the boards. Here's Romolo, skates it across the line. Romolo over to Gringenhaus. Oh, a big shot there, missing the net. Boy, we've seen a lot of sticks just lost as the Espanola player had the Soo Eagles player stick for about 3 or 4 seconds. Now here's Swiatek across the line for the Eagles. Swiatek, nice pass over to Litz. Now Litz tried to put that one high into the net, but it goes over the net and all the way down the ice. Fox at his own blue line. As Swiatek chips it in, Romolo will play that off the end boards. Puck back at center ice. 7 minutes left in this third period. Eagles with a 6-4 lead. Now here's Greerton across the blue line. His shot blocked by Fox. Shots 34-25 in favor of the Eagles. Now here's Fittis across the line. Pass to Litz. Litz with a shot. And again, that's another save for LeDrew. And boy, he is very well positioned, Rob, as we will now have our media timeout with 6:48 left in this third period.
He's played a good game. Him and 22. Who's 22? Is that Friend?
Barnard. Excuse me.
One of them, I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, for the Eagles, 22.
Yes.
Yeah, Friend. Yep.
Yeah, Friend. I met him and talked with him out at the get-together the other night, and I pulled up an old picture of Bob Probert.
Oh, wow.
Side by side. A lot of resemblance.
Really?
The eyes, the cheekbones, just everything of the hair. It was spot on.
Anytime you're compared to Big Bob Probert in any capacity, that's usually a good comparison. We talked a lot about the clinching scenarios for third place in the West. We haven't really talked too much about the clinching scenarios for the Hearst Lumberjacks in the East. Currently, Hearst is 3 points behind the Timmins Rock. In second place, Timmins is done for the season. They have 73 points. They cannot gain any more points, while Hearst has 70 points. And the Lumberjacks have 3 games remaining. They'll be at the Sioux Thunderbirds on Thursday. They'll be at Blind River on Friday, and they'll be here against the Soo Eagles on Saturday. And so they would need 3 points to clinch because they already have more regulation wins than Timmins. So they would win that tiebreaker. So the Hearst Lumberjacks looking for 3 points in 3 games. It's not going to be easy at all because they're going to take on the best team in the NOJHL, the Sioux Thunderbirds, Thursday. Take on a Blind River team that's looking to capture third place in the West on Friday. Then take on the Soo Eagles here on Saturday night. So you're going to have 2 teams coming in this weekend, Rob, that are going to be looking for points. So I would expect those games to be pretty intense. Kind of goes without saying, the Sudbury game Friday night, doesn't even matter what, if anything's on the line, those games will be intense.
I think those are probably going to be some of the best games that we've, again, been able to call all season.
We will know Saturday as far as the Eagles' opponents, and probably shortly after that, early next week, we will find out the schedule for the semifinal series against either Greater Sudbury or Blind River. The Eagles will host games 1 and 2 and have home ice advantage in that series, and with the setup being that the playoffs can start as early as next Thursday, likely we'll have weekend games next weekend here at Pullar Stadium as the Espanola goaltender LeDrew is
It's being tended to by the trainer, which would normally be a switch of goaltending.
Well, looks like that's not going to happen. So here we go. 6:48 left in this third period. Face off to the left of LeDrew. Eagles with a 6-4 lead. Now, quick shot off the face off. Easy save for LeDrew, and he'll hold. This is Espinola's last game of the regular season. Certainly disappointing at not making the playoffs, but this is not a bad team at all, and they got a lot of young guys on it, so they'll be back next season and in contention. They were in contention for the playoffs up until earlier last week. And again, this is not a last-place team if you've seen them play. They're not playing a bad game at all.
No, not at all.
Now the Express with it. They'll clear the zone. Good job there by Fox to get in the way of Rubik. Holy, deep in his own zone. Plays it over to Fox. Now Fox's pass.
That's going to be.
Goes over the stick of Cullenton, and that'll be another icing call and a face-off back in the Soo Eagles zone.
Now this is, like you see, you can tell they're buzzing a little bit. They just picked up their speed and intensity a little. So you got about 6 minutes left. They're looking for those goals, and now is when they have to play their best defense of the game, I believe.
Yep. Face off to the left of Caleb Horn. Express win the face-off. They'll dump it behind the net. Holy. Play it off the near sideboards. Kept in by Espanola. Now behind the net, Friend. Moves it over to Fox. Right in front of the Eagles bench. Still bouncing. Nice job by Slag to kick it ahead to himself. Slag across the blue line. Oh, he tried to get around Romolo. That would have been a nice move and goal if he could have made that
Just
happen.
about had him.
Now Lacroix. Centering chance. Bissett. Pachalo on him. That one poke checked away again. Espanola with the puck. They need 2 goals to tie it in the next 5:30. Now Friend behind his own net. He gets slashed. Now the Express trying to kick that loose. Pachalo will get it for the Eagles. Now still has it behind his net. Played over to the far boards. Daka hit his own player, but the Eagles do clear it to center ice. Here's Sturgis across the blue line. Sturgis, centering chance, will go all the way to Christopoulos at the point. He puts a shot on. That one goes wide. Over to Lacroix. Now at the point, James fans on the shot. Here's Tallera on a breakaway for the Eagles. Tallera moves in. 2 players on him, a shot, and kind of a little bit bothered there by the back check on Espanola. So Tallera, I don't think, got the shot off he wanted. Still has the puck, though, in the far corner. Along the end boards, Mortson there. Now Tallera picks up the puck. 4:40 left in this third period. Now Tallera in the slot. Dumps it down low. A shot deflected. That was Mortson on the opportunity. Now Mortson over to Ferguson. Ferguson will play to the far side. Handy pinches in. He puts it through. That one sticked aside by LeDrew, and Espanola will clear the zone. Lacroix. He'll dump it in as the Express go for a line change. Shots 38-25 in favor of the Soo Eagles, so they're really limiting the Express in their shot totals here in the third period. Ferguson across the blue line. Ferguson tried to find Mortson open, but the pass behind him. Now here comes Espanola with it. McBain, that should be offside, and it is. And the faceoff will be outside the blue line of the Soo Eagles. With 3:59 left in this third period, Eagles still lead Espanola 6-4.
And those are the ones they can't let them have. You know, they get a guy 2 or 3 strides up ahead of them. They can't give those up because, like I say, these guys can score, but you don't want to give that up either.
So face-off outside the Soo Eagles blue line. Eagles looking to get their 32nd win of the season in 46 games. That's why they're in second place. That's a good record. Now off the face-off, Espanola has it at center ice, taken away by Holy. Holy gets it up to Salem. Now we have all sorts of activity behind the play. As head coach Jason Rapowitz not happy with something.
Penalty again against the Eagles.
Yep, so it's going to be another power play for Espanola. There's a couple Eagle players there we're on. Now there's a cross-check by Brisky. Eagles got to be careful here. They might get a couple out of it, and I think they did, Rob, as it looked like one of the other officials might have made a penalty call on some, or no, maybe they're just calling the one.
Send it to them.
Wow. Not a smart situation there.
No. the first one, like I say, that second call, there's some frustration going on here. They're letting them get away with some things, and that's when you end up with the multiple offenders.
So Coach Jason Rapwitz is saying, is it a 5-on-3? And it should be, because they are two different penalties. And so, Rob, you're the last place team. It's your last game of the season. Do you roll the dice down 2 and pull the goalie to make it a 6-on-3? Doesn't look like they will. So here we go, another 5-on-3 opportunity for Espanola. They scored on 1 in the second period. They have a good chance to tie this game here on the power play. As here's Espanola going to the net, a centering chance, almost goes off of Tullar's skate. Here's the penalty calls.
13, Mark LaFrance, 2 minutes for interference. Time of those penalties, 3:26. Brisky for roughing, LaFrance for interference.
So there's your penalty calls as Horn makes the save. 7 seconds gone by in the 5-on-3. Back to the point, Romolo. Romolo moves it over to Sturgis. Now Romolo back to Sturgis. Sturgis dumps it down low. Kostopoulos centering chance. Hits a good job by Chase Tulare. That pass hit him. He got control of the puck and shoots it down the ice. And that'll kill off a few more seconds. Under 3 to play in this third period. Eagles with a 6-4 lead. Espanola, minute 25 left on their 5-on-3. Barnard with it. He'll go to the net. Now poke checked away by Davis. Back to the point. Romolo, he likes to shoot from there. Now Romolo dumps it down low. Here's a shot. Save up high by Horn. And the Eagles on the rebound, trying to clear the zone. They do. Good job by the Eagles. Good save by Caleb Horn, keeping it a 2-goal game. Minute left on the 5-on-3. And they are going to pull the goalie here, Rob. So here we go, 6-on-3. You don't see that very often. And that one will go almost across the line.
That came out up high.
Now here's a chance for Espanola. 45 seconds left on the 6-on-3, I should say. Here's Romolo. Romolo back to the point, Sturgis. Now a centering chance, goes to Romolo. Thought about shooting it. Now Sturgis with the shot. Big save, Horn, rebound, and a goal. Caleb Horn made the first save, but Espanola gets one back with 1:58 to play in this third period. They'll still have a power play for 32 seconds, and they now trail the Soo Eagles 6-5 as LeDrew will skate back into his net. So that's the fourth power play goal by Espanola, and they still have 32 seconds to try to get another one, and we'll keep an eye on LeDrew. If the Express can win the face-off and dump it in, he'll probably go again.
Back with 4. They've scored a lot of goals with 4. And they need to right now. Like this is definitely when they need to score a goal right now.
So Espanola does win the face-off as Schilling Law will dump it in. They don't pull the goalie just yet as James passes to the point. Here's the goal.
15, Jan Bassett. Assisted by number 19, Gareth Sturgis, and number 7, Josh Rumelo.
So 6-5 Eagles with $1:35 left. 10 seconds left on the Espanola power play. James at the point. Oh, that one.
That
way went across the line.
Out.
The linesman missed that one. Back to the point, James. James over to Schilling-Law. Schilling-Law to Lacroix. Tried to put it in front. Broken up by Davis. Eagles back to full strength. Minute 20 left. They lead by 1. Trying to hang on for this victory. Now here's a chance for Espanola and poke check to center ice. Goaltender still in the net here with 1:05 remaining. If you get it in the zone, if you're Espanola, you got to pull them. Now Lacroix will chip it into the Eagles zone. Eagles pick up the puck. Fittis will play it off the boards. Schilling-Law. Rink-wide pass goes behind Romolo. Here's Brisky. Brisky in. Shot. Oh, he missed the net. Oh, he had a lot of net to shoot at. And what do we have here?
Too many men? For who?
Well, Espanola has 6 guys out there.
Okay.
They're still out there, so there you go.
It is.
Big break for the Eagles.
Huge break.
I was doing some quick math there, Rob, and I was kind of shocked when I saw there were still 6 players. I thought one might try to sneak off the ice. But that one is as obvious of an extra man advantage, or rather too many men on the ice, as you'll find. I don't know what they're arguing on this one, Rob. That was pretty clear cut. So that's a big break for the Eagles because 1, that'll bring the face-off back in the Espanola zone, and 2, it's going to be real hard now for Espanola to try to get this goaltender out of the net and tie this game. Face-off controlled by the Eagles. Bachalo over to Daka. Eagles just want to kill some time right now and get the win. Brisky moves it over to LaFrance, 35 seconds left. Now LaFrance back to Salem. Eagles just want to play keep away right now. They don't need to score. They just need to kill this clock. 30 seconds left. LaFrance over to Bacalo.
Had him beat.
Now Bacalo loses the puck. Espanola will skate it to center. Here's Grant Brom. Brom gets around one. He's got a player wide open in front. What a play by Daka. Now here's Romolo. His shot saved by Horn. Rebound. Goes to the far corner. 10 seconds. Another shot that hits the side of the net. Eagles trying to hang on here, and it looks like they will. Bacalo dumps it over to the far boards, and that'll do it. The Soo Eagles hang on for a 6-5 victory. Rob, if you don't think that victory means anything for the Eagles, just look at who they are mobbing behind the pipes. Your son, Caleb Horn, his first victory as a Soo Eagle. It wasn't easy, but the Eagles hang on to a 6-5 win. Good job, Dad. Good job, son. Nice win.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Like I said, I might even shed a tear on this one, Scott. So don't make fun of me.
I would never make fun of you. You're a father and a good one, my friend. Rob, great win for the Eagles. We'll do this again on Friday night. Thanks for joining us, and go celebrate with your son, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, we're going to take our final break here and have our post-game show. Once again, our final score: the Soo Eagles defeat the Espanola Express by the score of 6-5. You are listening to Soo Eagles hockey on News Talk 1400. Our final score on this Monday night at Pullar Stadium: the Soo Eagles knock off the Espanola Express by the score of 6-4. And going on right now, they are mobbing goaltender Caleb Horn as our color commentator Rob Horn has exited stage left. And just a nice thing to see, having him get the victory. It wasn't easy. The Eagles had a lot of power plays against, and you could tell how much that game meant, obviously, to him and his teammates, the Horn family over there congratulating Caleb, and it was just a nice thing to see. This is a guy that puts in all the time and does everything he is asked, and because of the Eagles having several very good goaltenders, Caleb Horn got his shot tonight and got his first victory as a Soo Eagle, as the Eagles knock off Espanola by the score of 6-5. Recapping the scoring in this one, we had a lot of goals, and we will recap them now before we get out of here. Todd McBain scored first at the 44-second mark, his 13th of the season, with assists from Alexander Kostopoulos and Joshua Romolo to make it 1-0. Eagles would score 3 more goals in the first period. Jack Mortson, his 15th at the 138 mark, with assists from Chase Tillera and Seth Ferguson. Michael Slag, his 5th goal of the season at the 8:05 mark, with an assist from Sam Holy. Chase Tillera, his 26th goal of the season, with an assist from Jack Mortson at the 8:21 mark. It was 3-1 Eagles after 1. Espanola would get 3 power play goals in the second period. Their first, Jan Bissett, his 11th at the 8:57 mark, with assists from Logan James and Eric Barnard to make it 3-2. Eagles made it 4-2 at the 9:22 mark. Mark LaFrance, his 17th goal of the season, with assists from Zach Brisky and Colin Handy. Espanola would get one back to make it 4-3 at the 13:32 mark. Gareth Sturgis, his 2nd goal of the season on the power play, with assists from Joshua Rumolo and Jan Bissett. Eagles would get another goal at the 18:05 mark of the second period. Mark LaFrance, his 2nd goal of the game, 18th of the season, with assists from Zach Brisky and Charlie Salem to make it 5-3. Then Espanola would get another power play goal at the 19:39 mark. Eric Barnard, his 14th, with assists from Joshua Rumolo and Gareth Sturgis. It was 5-4. Eagles after 2. Sam Holy would get his 7th goal of the season at the 1:17 mark of the third period, with assists from Kobe Fox to make it 6-4. Espanola had a 5-on-3 power play late in that third period. Jan Bissett would score his 2nd goal of the game on the power play, his 12th of the season, with assists from Gareth Sturgis and Joshua Rumolo. And the Eagles would hang on for a 6-5 victory here at Pullar Stadium. Caleb Horn gets his first ever win as a Soo Eagles goaltender, making 24 saves on 29 shots, as the Soo Eagles improve to 32-10-2-2, 68 points. They will finish second in the West Division with 2 games remaining. while Espanola ends their season out of the playoff picture 13-31-4-0. 3 stars of the game as chosen by our official scorers down low. Well, we don't have them. We have one player as the 3rd star, Joshua Rumelo, with 4 assists for Espanola. Great game for him. I would say the other stars in this game, heck, I'm giving Caleb Horn 1st star just for being out there and not giving up and getting your shot and, hey, getting a victory for the Soo Eagles. Our next broadcast of Soo Eagles hockey here on News Talk 1400 will be Friday night as the Eagles will end their regular season with 2 games at Pullar Stadium, starting with the Greater Sudbury Cubs Friday night, 7:30 face-off, while the pregame show at 7:15. Want to thank our color commentator Rob Horn for joining us tonight, and as always, thank our broadcast engineer back in the News Talk 1400 studios, Tiffany Stratton, on her spring break, still working. Tiffany, we appreciate you very much, and your sister. You guys both do a great job, and we're very, very lucky to have you here at Sovereign Communications. And I want to thank all of you for listening tonight. If you want to hear the rebroadcast of tonight's game, you can find it a little bit later on the website, thegamesportshow.podbean.com. Don't forget, we will have the game normally on Monday nights, tomorrow night from 6 to 8 o'clock right here on News Talk 1400. We'll talk more about this game and the entire landscape of local, regional, and national sports tomorrow night on the game. Once again, our final score from Pullar Stadium. The Soo Eagles defeat the Espanola Express by the score of 6-5. You are listening to Soo Eagles Hockey on News Talk 1400.